Everybody, please have your seats so we can start our program. Everyone, please have your seats. Please have your seats. All right, everybody, 1 minute warning, and we'll start. Please have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, please have your seats. Please have your seats. Let's get started. Please have your seats. Wow, that was very good. Okay. First of all, how was dinner? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, again, I want to welcome you all to the Palestine Hope and Resilience Gala here for Rebuilding Alliance. Give yourselves a big hand. We are here tonight to celebrate Palestine, to celebrate the struggle for Palestinian rights, give out some awards, hear a few speeches, ask you for a lot of money, and have a good time, okay? That's why we are here. We're here to make sure that this wonderful organization, they have to worry about a lot of things, but that they never have to worry about resources. That's why we're here. I'll wait till everybody good with me? Everybody with me? Okay, good. So, before we get started, you've already been listening to them, but I want them to give us a short performance. Please, once again, help me welcome to the stage Luay Dahbour and Clarissa Bitar. Keep it going for Clarissa and Luay, everybody. Wonderful. Can I have that stand, Clarissa?
Oh, yeah.
Let's have one more time for Clarissa and Luay. They did a great job. You heard them before dinner and during dinner. And, you know, I want to brag about Clarissa for a second. She's one of, I know what I'm talking about. She's one of the best oud players in America, this woman right here. I'm very proud of you. Okay. So as we get started, once again, my name is Amir Zahar. I'm very happy and honored to be with all of you here tonight. I came to you tonight from Dearborn, Michigan. I don't know if you've heard of this place. It is like the Arab Disneyland. We have everything there. It is the land of Arabs, and now I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is very wonderful to be with all of you here, but it's strange for a Midwesterner with all you hippies out here. I came to the airport yesterday. Somebody needs to explain this to me, okay? I come from the land of America, where there is just, the trash can only has one hole. And you put everything in one trash can. I come here, I get off the plane, there's 3 trash cans. They're different colors, different shapes. I don't know what's going on. So I need some help. Somebody needs to explain this to me. I think it's compost. I don't know what compost is. I went to law school and I still have no idea what compost is. Some of you hippies can explain that to me later. But we are here tonight. Let me hear, first of all, I know this is a very diverse crowd. So if you're Arab, clap your hands. Arabs, clap your hands with us tonight. Arabs, wonderful, wonderful. Do we have any of our Latino brothers and sisters with us tonight? Yes, yes. Okay, wonderful. Any of our Asian brothers and sisters with us tonight? Yes, Martin, yes, yes, wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful. Afghanistan? Okay, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Irish? Good. I was going to talk about the Queen, but okay, good. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What? Saudi? Wait, Saudi Arabia? For real? So you own the hall, Saudi Arabia. You're here. Thank you for letting us use the hall. I'm sorry? Greek. Wonderful, wonderful. Very diverse room with us tonight. Yes, what are you? I know. Let's do it now since we're doing it. Persians, wonderful. Welcome with us tonight. Okay, good. Okay, and then I saw, yes, ma'am. I'm not gonna get to you in a second. Okay, and I saw just a few regular white people. Just regular, boring. I see a couple of here. The Corries are a little too excited. Okay, I see you all. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. And then I know I said Arabs, but by chance, are there any Palestinians here tonight? Any of you here tonight? Wonderful. My people. Good. Are there other kinds of Arabs other than the Saudi? What? Jordanian? Wait. Are you really Jordanian or us Jordanian? Really, for real Jordanian? Okay, okay, Mensef. Okay, good. All right. All right, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We have a great full room here tonight of diverse personalities, and that's what's beautiful about this organization. It brings people of all backgrounds together, and that's why I'm very proud to be here tonight with all of you here in San Francisco. So, as we kick off the evening tonight, remember the theme of tonight is Palestine, hope and resilience, and the great work that Rebuilding Alliance does. So to kick things off, I would like to bring up the founder and executive director of Rebuilding Alliance. Please help me welcome Donna Baranski-Walker.
Welcome, everyone. It's so exciting to have you here with us. It's been a long few years when we haven't been able to gather like this, and what a wonderful thing to see your faces here. To see you here in person. Welcome to everyone who's watching from afar. I'm especially delighted to have this opportunity to give you a little bit of an introduction to what is Rebuilding Alliance all about, and how have we changed in this past year and a half, 2 years. Because something has changed, and it is a reason for hope, and it's still very much holding on to resilience. I'm going to show you some slides because I'm back from having traveled just the last few weeks. Not only I, but part of my team, Nasreen, who's here. Nasreen, you should stand up. And we were able to bring Nasreen to Palestine. As much of an accomplishment as bringing congressional staff to Palestine. Very exciting that we were able to bring 7 offices to actually see what we see. I wondered for years, why can't Congress see what you see your experience? Why can't they? And I realized that that maybe no one was showing them. So through the intervention of a number of people who said Rebuilding Alliance should carry this legacy, we've brought now 4 congressional staff delegations to Jerusalem and the West Bank. And they're not allowed to go to Gaza, so we bring, to our best of our ability, bring Gazans out to meet with them. Let me tell you why I moved overseas in April. I'd like many of you, I'd only gone to the grocery store for so many years, 2 years during COVID, but in a little village called Al Aqaba, the place where we take Congress to see what peace could look like, all of a sudden in January, a judge, who is himself a settler, changed all the rules. Not unusual that can happen, but we'd kept the village standing without any demolition orders for 12 years. We built the kindergarten. Cindy and Craig Corrie came when we started building that kindergarten, just in the first month, back in 2003. And the kindergarten attracted investment into the village. It was the mayor, his name Haj Sami Sadek, it was his vision to be able to bring everyone home because their village was, and let me say, we have a guest from Al Aqaba with us, Ola, who's here, is an engineer from Al Aqaba, a graduate of that kindergarten that we built, actually. Very exciting to have this opportunity. The kindergarten, though, it came under demolition order, and so did the whole rest of the village. This was back in 2004. We scrambled to help them file before the Israeli High Court, and in 2008, they won the case, kind of won the case. The judge said, for the time being, the center would remain standing. And so it began, our effort with the village to help design homes, build homes under their own building permits, people moving in, 60 homes, all kept standing without any demolition orders, almost too good to be true. When it changed, 8 houses were under construction, and the 9th one, the judge said would be demolished, and he did. He demolished it. What I'm going to show you was when I was there. We had to convince everyone else to finish their houses, to get moved in, that would be the safest way to keep them standing, and file the new master plan, and go to the Supreme Court. All of those things, all at the same time. I'm there in Al Aqaba for 2 months to help guide that process and take lots of pictures. And that one house that was demolished, it's a family of 7 children. The youngest is a boy. Because they were demolished once, they could be demolished at any moment without any notice at all. And I was staying right across from them, so I could keep an eye out. I could plan for if the army shows up, why I could run fast and be in front and explain that there's a Supreme Court case and that they can't demolish yet and shouldn't ever. And then it came time, I brought the congressional staff there even, and then we got the embassy, the American embassy, to travel there too. And that so far is keeping it standing, and their case in the Supreme Court is holding steady. It actually has a good judge, not a settler judge. She's doing some other good things in Jerusalem. We're hoping for the best. Nothing's certain, ever. You know, we've got lots of Congress people to keep this standing, to keep many other villages standing too. It's just if you turn your back, it could go down. So the good news was it is standing, it does have hope, and if you show more pictures, I guess we pasted on the side of their house all the pictures of the family and the notices. Uh-oh. And oh, this is me talking on there. I think you can skip. But what was happening was that we pasted the pictures on the side of the walls to keep their house standing. So far, it is standing. And I brought Congress there, congressional staff in June. And then, because we got it to work in June, we brought them again. We brought another set of offices, 7 offices. 35 congressional offices have asked to travel with us. We hope that we can do this again in January. You can keep showing these slides, because now I'm going to show you. Now, the Ethics Committee of the House doesn't allow me to show you the pictures of the Congress traveling. And that makes sense. Think about it, ethics, they're paid by the government. They don't want to be shown in a fundraiser. You'll have to see that film separately. But I can show you where we took them, why it made sense to bring them to Jerusalem and to the West Bank. And you're going to have to just keep going. It's quite, we start with Bethlehem. It was the very first time, by the way, this is the 4th trip, that we were allowed to keep Congress in the West Bank. We got them to stay overnight, and the Ethics Committee said yes. It was a small miracle. It was a huge relief. It was so much better. So in Bethlehem, keep going, keep going. These are Bethlehem pictures out from my window, and across from Manger Square. We were able to, you can keep on, and man, I'm too nearsighted to see the screen. So let me see if I can move this over a little bit. Hopefully this will work. And we were able to bring them to visit with the mayor of Bethlehem, continue on. This was actually the Minister of Health on the first trip. You get the idea. I learned that when we bring Congress, we can also bring access. We can ask the questions that don't get asked. We took them to meet not only the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem, but the U.S. Annex in Tel Aviv. One group speaks to Palestinians. The other group speaks to the Israelis. We got to ask that set of questions with each one. The UN gave us their highest level of attention. They did briefings with us, with Lynn Hastings, the humanitarian coordinator for all of Palestine. The most difficult part, by far, was to take the congressional staff into prison, into the place where the hearings are held for children. And you can't take pictures there, so I draw. And I'm drawing as fast as I can, because what we were seeing, we were interviewing the moms, the dads outside the hearing rooms, and then we go ahead to the next one, go right into the hearing rooms, and there, the court it's just in a little portable unit. The judge, who might not speak Hebrew even, the judge in our room, one of them was from Brooklyn, and the court proceedings with soldiers and the parents unable to touch their children. Keep going, please. Next slide. Keep going. Just we continued from there. You'll go faster. I only got a few minutes. On to the South Hebron area. We went to Susia. We went to Atawani. Rebuilding Alliances has been able to keep Susia standing because we brought the children from Susia to speak to Congress, and Senator Feinstein hugged them. And from that time on, she's been a tremendous advocate. Her staff will call the Israeli army when there's an issue with keeping a school standing. It's been remarkable. We met with the Salhia family and their plans to rebuild after their house was so violently demolished in Jerusalem. I'm really glad to tell you that their court case will be opening shortly. And with a little bit of help, it'll make all the difference. And we went to Al-Walaja, where our partners, the Holy Land Trust, had helped rebuild like we do. And we met with a family there, keep going, that talked the Congress through. The mom in the family was really important in all of that. This was at the start of my next trip. Keep going, and you'll recognize Damascus Gate, the wall, of course, and all the things that have to do with that. This is a councilwoman who's on the Jerusalem City Council who has half a chance. I mean, she does advocate for her neighbors. She does do her best to keep things standing. She's outnumbered, but it was an insightful presentation by far. And keep going. My team, our bus, our transit, our ability to learn and see. On this particular trip, well, it was in June that I came to meet Lina and your father. We came to your house and brought the congressional team, a small team, to express our condolences, and then to ask about next steps and to stay in touch with all of that. This time, with the team, with the congressional staff, we took them to the Al Jazeera office and heard of all that. It began to meet with witnesses to what happened to Shireen. You'll hear more of that soon. A journalist, Yumna Patel, now is the bureau chief for Mondoweiss. She came to meet with us in our congressional team to speak about that whole question of journalist safety. And here in Al Jazeera, with the bureau chief as well. And on our way out, because they only get 1 week, it's very, 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 very fast. We took them to Al-Aqaba, to a house, one of the houses that we finished building, where the family moved in even before they had doors and windows. It was like as fast as you can get in because there's a technicality in the law. And if you're in, you might be able to stay without demolition. Their house this is all of Al-Aqaba, now in the very, very hot summer in the Jordan Valley. Go ahead to the next one. I'm going to get to this one in a second. So in Al-Aqaba, that house, though, too, came under demolition orders. And so that's where the Supreme Court case is engaged. And so far, they're standing. We closed our trip on this one in showing them what we see, with actually going to meet with the Rotary incoming district governor. We have my Rotary mentor here. Also, I'm very pleased that you're here in the room. And I wanted to say, why is this important? He's from Nazareth. He speaks Arabic. He's going to be in charge and the lead as the district governor for all of Israel's Rotary clubs. What a good time to be doing that, because what a crisis time we face. As you know, Rebuilding Alliance has an ability to do good work. We have an ability, maybe you can go to the last 4 slides, an ability to really make a difference in direct aid with food in Gaza, hot meals, with food for children who can't digest protein. We have an ability to make a difference with empowerment, keeping an after-school program going in Gaza, and also programs in the West Bank, the Al-Aqaba Kindergarten, for example, that's the heart of the village. There are 4 of those, and you'll have to, hopefully we'll go with each one. So direct aid, then empowerment, also being able to do construction like I've described. Wait till you hear about the Gaza project with construction, because an incredible architect is designing a way for the smallest of homes to build up, to have a 2nd-story floor, and they're doing it on stilts. And he's done it before, and he's a Harvard fellow too. So really exciting to see, and you'll be hearing more about that as the project takes off. And then advocacy, all the things that have to do with bringing Congress over have really grown in our work. Nasreen is the head of our nationwide advocacy program. We have a small team, but what's been happening to us, to our surprise, maybe to everyone's surprise, is that when we launch a campaign and when all of you take a moment and send your email to Congress, they respond. We're getting 60, 70, sometimes 90 offices doing briefings with us, Zoom briefings. We're putting on a guest speaker from overseas, someone who's an expert. We're asking all the constituents who've signed on, who sent those letters, to actually join the Zoom calls. And we're doing 5 briefings a day. Our latest project, and very exciting that the Ramallah Federation is here, because your team is joining us in partnership, because we've launched a program ensuring Americans fair access to Palestine. Why now? Because the whole question of visa waiver for Israel has to be preconditioned on Americans having access. It has to be reciprocal. And what can we do? Those briefings. We can help constituents move Congress so that they pay attention, so that they respond when you get blocked at the border, so that they help, so that the embassy actually engages and keeps track of this. It has to be counted, but more than that, it has to be opened. And I believe that that's where we can make a difference together. So I thank you for being here. I really appreciate this opportunity and the wisdom and insight that you bring to everything you do. And with that, I'll turn the floor back to our MC.
Thank you. Great job. And look, I can attest that this is true. 2 weeks ago, I just came back from Palestine a week ago. I don't visit Palestine. I return to Palestine because we're all going to return one day to our homes. But and Donna was there, so I can be a witness. She was there. She's telling the truth. And she's becoming one of us because I had a comedy show there and she asked for free tickets. So we are rubbing off on her. The most important thing to understand about Rebuilding Alliance is that it believes in justice and it's fighting for justice. It believes in the right to a home, the right to schooling, the right to live in safety. And that's what we are here tonight to support. All of you have these programs on your tables. On the back of the program, there is a QR code. You may donate now, you may donate later, you may donate throughout the whole night, but anytime you feel motivated, make sure that you look at that QR code and donate. All right, it is now my honor to introduce our first award of the evening. Let me make sure I get the right one over here. Okay, good, it's right there. All right, so I've actually followed this wonderful Palestinian woman on Instagram and social media for a while now. She started out, one of the ways we resist is through expressing and being proud of our culture. And as you look around the room, I mean, you're right, it's working. If you look around the room, everyone is wearing, many people are wearing beautiful Palestinian embroidery. And this woman started by making sure the world knew about our beautiful traditions of Palestinian embroidery and the beautiful customs and history that come with all of that. She started a page called Tatreez and Tea, and then she wrote a book called Tatreez and Tea, and she also has something now called the Tatreez Experience. Is that right? What? Institute, sorry, Tatreez Institute. And we are very happy to have her here with us today. Please help me welcome to accept our Heritage Award, Wafa Ghaneim. Let me please read this award. This is the 2022 Heritage Award for the Tatreez Institute, Tatreez and Tea, to Wafa Ghaneim, in recognition of your efforts to teach Palestinian embroidery skills across the diaspora to students who have long yearned to connect with their artistic and cultural heritage. Tfaddali.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm probably the tallest Palestinian woman you're going to meet as well. Thank you so much for this award. So as you were just hearing, I teach about Palestinian textile traditions, our arts, our culture. I teach about how the Palestinian people are resilient people who, even against all odds, under occupation in the first Intifada and in various contexts, are stitching and are coming together to produce and create and to live and to produce art. And instead of, I think the best way to start this sort of speech, because I could lecture you about the history of Palestinian embroidery all day, as I do at the museum, but I always think back to the quote by Edward Said that's, "Exile is a series of portraits without names, without contexts." And I look at embroidery, I look at our thobs, the traditional Palestinian dress, when I'm at the museum, when I'm studying, when I'm doing my research, and I see them as portraits without names. These were dresses worn on the body by Palestinian women for centuries. Centuries. We have in our history books centuries of evidence that these are the dresses we wore and we produced with our own hands. And now they're on a museum table without that body, without that woman. And part of my job is identifying as much as I can who wore that. What was who wore this? What Palestinian woman was known for this beautiful dress? So in that, I do know the name of one Palestinian woman who taught me to do this work and taught me embroidery and taught me about the history of Palestinian artistry. And that's my mother, Wafa Ghaneim. She's been teaching embroidery in the United States, and honestly, the work that I'm doing today is really a legacy of her work, that she still does apprenticeships with Palestinian women in Oregon, and she's still teaching Palestinian embroidery, and I feel really that I'm still her student. I have hundreds now, almost thousands of students through the pandemic I teach, but I'm always Mama's student, really, ultimately, and really we study together, all of us. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And then just kind of a final note, because I can't stop talking, and I'm a lecturer for a living. They say that money makes the world go round, but art makes you stop and look. And I think with our embroidery, our tatreez, our traditions, when we wear them, people stop and they look. And we stop and we look. And we see each other, and we see each other as Palestinians. We see our culture, we see our family, we see our mother, our grandmother, our ancestry. In a moment right now where we are being told that our identity is made up, we have to fight to see ourselves and to stop and look. And I hope that you do so with the art, even present in this room today, worn on the bodies of Palestinians here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wafa, just to prove that what you're doing is working, let's do a little experiment. If you are wearing anything with embroidery, please stand up. Please. There's many of you. See, look how beautiful everyone looks around the room. Look, see? Look how beautiful. That's one on each table at least. Even Miss Corrie. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Another hand for Wafa Ghaneim. Ish? Okay. I believe you. All right. The next award we have is the 2022 Storyteller Award. Unfortunately, the recipient of this award can't be with us, but we will be enjoying a short video, is that right? From him. This is in recognition of his team's determination to provide a Palestinian narrative and strengthen culture through outstanding graphic design and resilience and hope as the eternal optimists of Palestine. This is in recognition of a long-standing magazine in Palestine called This Week in Palestine, which I've had the honor to write for. I know many of you have read it and seen it if you're in Palestine. And so the 2022 Storyteller Award from Rebuilding Alliance goes to Sani Paul Boulos Meo. Let's please play a video from him.
Hi, this is Sani Meo. I'm the publisher of an English language magazine called This Week in Palestine. I was informed a couple of months ago that the magazine and website is awarded by Rebuilding Alliance their Storytelling Award. I'm very grateful and honored to receive this award. In fact, this is what we do. We tell the Palestinian story from a Palestinian perspective and in a Palestinian narrative. Not all of our content is bad news or sad news. In fact, most of our content is positive. We boast Palestine. We show the best of Palestine, the talents, the artists, the beautiful scenery of Palestine. The project started December 1998, and we're a monthly periodical. Come December, we're a 24-year-old project that have not missed a single issue. And the emotions that went through processing these 24 years just covers every emotion you could think of, including the trauma we went through in June 2014. We weren't there, but our offices were raided actually by the Israeli army, and we were robbed. I mean, our servers, our big screens, the whole lot. But luckily, we're essentially a virtual office. Week after the raid, the monthly issue was out. So, and during this 2 decades plus history, the two most common comments that we received were, you make us proud, and you connect us, you have managed to connect us with the old country. It's a project born in passion, and 24 years later, we still are excited when we put out a new issue. Being thematic in our approach, we have covered just about every sector you can think of, from economy, women, human rights, rule of law, archive, the Palestinian cuisine, the Palestinian thobe, which is the traditional dress. We simply love what we do, and we, again, using the same word, we work with passion. I would like to thank again Rebuilding Alliance for the confidence and the award they're giving us, and it'll only encourage us, give us the impetus to keep going. And just like to add a couple of things. First, since our content is non-news and mostly cultural, during this 23, almost 24 years, we have amassed thousands of articles, non-news, about, again, any topic that you like. And inadvertently, we have become a source of information on Palestine. We're working on basically categorizing our archive, uploading them online, and you just pick cultural heritage and you get 100 articles. I'd like to thank the team of This Week in Palestine, who are, nothing less than just amazing, working in literally dire circumstances, but they all share the passion we all feel. Thank you again, Rebuilding Alliance.
Hi, this is Sani Meo. I'm the...
Good evening. My name is Zaina Michael, and I'm honored and so proud to present the Community Resilience Award to someone who truly deserves it, Miss Nabila Mango. I've spent a lot of time with her over the past many years. Through Arabic classes, walks, and visits, she has taught me to be passionate and fight for what's right, through endless opportunities to express my culture, and best of all, to be true to myself. Rebuilding Alliance has asked me to read the award to you in recognition of your lifelong commitment to promote the art of Arab music and culture, and for your tireless efforts to enrich our community through inclusion, pluralism, and diversity. I would like to present the Community Resilience Award to Zawaya and the Aswat Arab Music Ensemble founder and director, Miss Nabila Mango. And we quote the Palestinian poet Mahmoud Darwish, "On this land, There is something worth living for.
Thank you all. I think in spite of my physical disabilities, what really keeps me going is my passion for the music and the songs. And she's one example of the youth we work with. And I just urge all of you to support the arts, support the music, and give identities, support the identity of our youth. That's all what I can tell you because I'm exhausted. Thank you.
So let me read this award in recognition of your lifelong commitment to promote the art of Arab music and culture and for your tireless efforts to enrich our community through inclusion, pluralism, and diversity. على هذه الأرض ما يستحق الحياة. Thank you so much, Nabila. One more hand for Nabila Mango. Also, Zaina said she was nervous. I thought she did a good job. I thought she did a great job.
Our next award was given with honor to Senator Patrick Leahy. And I'll show you in just a moment my delivery of that award to the senator's office. It was just on Wednesday. I was invited to Washington to be at a Leahy Law Evaluation Conference. It was the second time that I was at the conference. And this time, Nasreen and I and Linda Mansour, attorney Linda Mansour, we each held a photograph in our laps for the entirety of the conference, all 8 hours of it. Mine was Abir Aramin, a little girl who was killed in 2007. Linda Mansour, the attorney, first Arab Muslim attorney, woman attorney in the US, she held Rachel Corrie's photo. And Nasreen, you held Shireen Abu Akleh's photo. We were there because the Leahy Law promises that when there's been a gross violation of human rights, the US must cut off aid and training from the unit involved until the perpetrators are brought to justice. This is our law. It is what's required. And someday, may this happen for these cases. We were there to remind them that there's something about the law that's not working yet, and to urge that it continue, and to urge those next steps. Now, in Shireen Abu Akleh's case, Senator Leahy was visionary when 25 years ago he crafted this law. It is unique in all the world. There is no place where there's responsibility for misuse of weapons, but for this law. And therefore, we recognize the senator for this accomplishment. Let me go ahead and please play the video.
I'm honored to convey the Leadership Award on behalf of the Building Alliance.
Senator Leahy, Senator Patrick Leahy, for your visionary authorship of the Leahy Law for Human Rights, for making that law a powerful, essential tool for protecting human rights worldwide, for your longtime commitment that the Palestinians' fundamental rights be respected, and also for your unwavering support for the freedom of the press and the safety of journalists around the world. Thank you, Senator Leahy, for all that you've done. We're honored to be in your circle. Words here are in Arabic and in English.
quoting Eleanor Roosevelt, "It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it's not enough to believe in it. One must work at it." And so you have. Thank you for all that you've done and all that you will continue to do. I'm honored to convey the
All right. How's everybody feeling so far? No. How's everybody feeling so far? Good? Are we energized? Do we understand the important work that Rebuilding Alliance is doing? Making sure, again, that we have Palestinians with a right to a home, a right to schooling, a right to safety and security. That's what Rebuilding Alliance is doing and has been doing from California to Washington all the way to Palestine. And so it is incumbent upon us as a community of Palestinians and Arabs and all our allies to make sure that while the team at Rebuilding Alliance is dealing with all the challenges that they might deal with, that money is not one of them, okay? Please put your phones on silent if you have phones on, for your phones on. We have to make sure that they are not dealing with any financial problems. So that is the next step of our program. We're still going to hear from the Corries and from the family of Shireen Abu Akleh, but before then, we have to make sure that we have made our goals tonight. So, can we put the progress bar on the screen? We have some work to do. You all have these envelopes on your table. Grab them. Grab one. Come on, grab one. There's like 10 or 12 on each table. Grab one, okay? No one walks out of here tonight without doing something, okay? If you are a child, do something in the name of your parents. I know everyone here, listen, I know something about our community. I know something about Palestinians. We are the most overachieving people on planet Earth. We are very successful. And it's time to make sure that the organizations that support us hear about that success and are part of that success. I know, listen, I saw the cars in the parking lot. I know you're doing well. It's time to make sure that we give back. What does that say? 37 out of how much, Martin? 100. Okay. So we want to make sure we reach this goal of 100,000 tonight. So I need everybody. I can go around the room. I can go to each table. Each table should be responsible for at least $10,000 on that table. I mean, I ain't kidding. Each table needs to be responsible for $10,000. If you want, I'll give you 30 seconds to start talking to each other. Find the person wearing the most jewelry. This table is exempt. This table is exempt. This table over here, you ate a lot of dessert. I want to make sure that this table, we need to make sure, again, that with all the challenges they deal with, you can only imagine. Listen, how many of you, raise your hand if you've ever been through Matar al-Lid or Tel Aviv airport before. Yeah, you've been there before, right? You know what they do to us when we enter that airport, when we try to leave that airport. You know what they do to us. Rebuilding Alliance, one of their missions is to make sure that those kinds of things don't happen anymore. And they are making progress. They are making sure that we have these kinds of rights. Who out here is going to make sure that there's a pledge of $10,000? Someone is going to do it. What are you laughing at? Dunya Kardosh. We need to make sure every table is participating tonight. But I know that there's some individuals out there that can do a pledge of $10,000. You can do it over the course of the year. You can do it in one shot. But I know there's some individuals or a couple out there that can pledge $10,000 to Rebuilding Alliance. And of course, this is a tax-deductible donation. And I know we have people walking around with credit card readers. Where's that? Oh, in the back over there. So if you need them to swipe your credit card for any amount, raise your hand. They will come to your table. They will swipe your credit card. You can also write a check. You can write a pledge. And we will make sure that we follow up with you. Who in the room can I depend on as an individual or a couple for $10,000 to this organization? I know that people out here can do it, and don't make me beg up here. And I'll tell you, the rest of this program won't happen until we reach our goal. I'm not going to be honest about that. The rest of this program is not going to happen until we reach our goal. I have half an hour of time to stand up here, and I ain't ashamed. Because I know I usually don't, no one likes asking for money except when you know you're doing it for the right reasons. Except when you know you're doing it to uphold the truth. That is what we Palestinians know that we have with us every day. So who can I depend on in the room? $10,000. There's somebody. $10,000. That's $1,200 a month. I'll wait. Oh, I ain't ashamed. Or a table together, 2 people together at a table, pledge so that we start right off the bat. We can get to halfway of our goal if we do that right now. By the way, for people watching on the live stream, I know we have, I don't know how many people we have watching on the live stream, but I know we have a bunch watching on the live stream. Their donations are also going to be inputted into this. If you make a donation through the QR code, that will also be inputted into our progress screen. The ladies in the back will make sure that that gets into the screen as well. You can use the QR code with your phone. You can write checks. You can also make sure we have people walking around with credit card machines. Where's the credit card machine? It looks like it's over there again, or somebody's holding it here. Please walk to each table. I mean, take their money. Go to each table. Make sure. Yeah, if you have an envelope that you've already filled out with a pledge or with a check, please hold it up, and we will make sure that one of our volunteers comes around and gets that too. I will keep talking. I'm not going anywhere. We have to make sure. Let me talk to the Palestinians in the room for a second. We're having a meeting tonight to celebrate being Palestinian and to celebrate our culture and giving awards to people who are celebrating our culture. But there are a lot of people in America tonight having meetings to make sure that we never have meetings. And those people are raising $1 million, $2 million in one night to support our oppression. Now that's a real thing, and that is happening. So I need to make, yeah, Tark, yes sir. What's he doing? $10,000 from Tark, thank you very much. Now does he have the cash on him right now? That's okay. Thank you, Tark. We need to make sure that he's not the only one doing that. 5,000 at this table right here. Where's that? Who's that? Thank you, sir. What? Isa? I'm sorry? Isa and who? Isa and Diana Shami. Is that Ramallah? Lid? One of the most important Palestinian cities. Let me tell you something I know about Lid. Is there anybody here named George? Yeah? Are you Palestinian? Let me tell you something, George. My dad's name is George too. I think it's a beautiful name. Let me tell you how beautiful our history is. You are named after St. George. You know, when you're named after somebody, you're named after the person who made that name famous. And St. George is a saint, very big. British love this name, Greeks love this name, St. George. But St. George was actually a Palestinian. He was born in Palestine. He was born in Lid in the year 300. So George is a Palestinian name. Don't forget that. George is a Palestinian name. And in the memory of Lid, we have 5,000 here. We have 10,000 from Tarek. I need to make sure, add these things to our progress bar so I understand what's going on. But we need to make sure that they are all matched throughout the room. People from Lid and people from Ramallah are making sure that we make our goals tonight. Whatever amounts you are giving, please make sure you fill out your thing. I'm not going to go down the whole list of amounts, okay? But I need to make sure that everybody is participating. I'm going to stand here until we reach our goal, until I get this updated goal so I know how far away we are. But I'm going to stand here until we reach it. Because like I said, there are many organizations in this country tonight having meetings to make sure that we don't have meetings, and to make sure that our people remain oppressed, and to make sure that Rebuilding Alliance is not able to do the kind of work that they need to do. So with all the issues that Rebuilding Alliance has to deal with, we need to make sure that money is not one of the issues that they are ever dealing with. We need to make sure they can send as many people to Palestine on missions, that they can send as many people to Washington, D.C. to talk. We need to make sure as a community that they are not dealing. You didn't come here tonight just to see your friends and hang out and get a show. We came here tonight for a cause. Everything we do is for a cause. As Palestinians, we have to stand up, and as our allies, we have to stand up. So I thank you already. Thank you so much, Tariq and his family, and Isa and Nadia? Deanna? Sorry. Thank you so much for your generosity. If you have any envelopes that you filled out, please hold them up. People will come around and get them. If everybody gave $1,000, we'd be able to end this very quickly. Please hold up your envelopes. People will walk around and get them. If you're like a young person at this table, I see a lot of young people. Just get up and help us. Come on, walk around, get up and help us. If you have an envelope, hold it up. People will come around and get it. Okay, get all your envelopes. They need to make sure they can take them over there. I need to hear a couple more big donations, 5,000, 10,000. Make sure that we get them. I want to hear the progress when we get it. I know that we're not still at 39. We're probably more like, hopefully, much higher. So please make sure, hold up your envelopes. If you need to swipe a credit card, they will walk around and swipe your credit card. Does anybody want to swipe a credit card? Raise your hand. We will make sure, or you can just go to the back and they'll swipe your credit card for you. Remember, these are 501c3 tax-deductible donations. All right, you can write it off. I know many Arabs here, you're already not telling the government how much money you really make, but you can write this one off as well. We need to make sure we do our part. Talk to people on your table. Talk about making joint donations. I'll go around to each table. I don't care. I see these guys talking to each other over here. You're talking about how much money you're going to give, right? I see this table talking to people. You can talk about me, but don't talk about me till you give a lot of money. When you give a lot of money, then you can talk about me. Don't come here and tell me that you like me and you like what I do and you want to take a picture if you're not going to give a lot of money tonight. We're here for a cause. We're not here if you're here just to see your friends, that's great. But we are here also to make sure that this organization doesn't have to go through any sort of financial difficulties. If you have an envelope, hold it up. Miss Corrie has an envelope. Can somebody please come and grab an envelope from Miss Corrie over here? If the Corries are giving, that means everyone else has to be giving 10 times as much as they are giving. We're not going to open the envelope, but I ain't kidding. If the parents of Rachel Corrie came here from Washington today to celebrate this night with us, we are going to reach this goal. We're going to go way past this goal. I don't like this inshallah. I hear you. Inshallah meant no in my house. When I was growing up, when my mom said inshallah, I meant no. Right, Wafa? It never meant yes. I don't remember one time it meant yes. But basla, inshallah. Inshallah. We are joined here tonight by the family of Rachel Corrie, by the family of Shireen Abu Akleh. If they came here to make sure that this event had the meaning that it has, then we are going to make sure that we reach our goal. I will stand up here until we get there. Damn right. Huh? Damn right. Good. $50,000. But you filled out an envelope, right? You filled out an envelope, you filled out an envelope. Anyone else have an envelope they need to fill out or they need to be collected? That little kid's holding an envelope. I'm going to make sure. I'll write the number in. Does he really have an envelope? Okay, good. This little kid's good for $1,000? All right. What's your name, little kid? What's his name? Yaqub. I love that. He's one of us. Palestinian? Willa. Hi, Yaqub. Hi. Here, Yaqub, come here. Come here. Can you bring him here? Does he talk? I mean, he's Palestinian, so he talks, right? I mean, Jesus talked in the womb, so this kid talks for sure. Come here, Yaqub. Come here. Come here, Habib. Come here. Come here. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Yaqub.
All right, that's a great name. Yaqub, how old are you?
4.
What? You're 4? No way. I'm 4. Do you believe me?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Where's your mom and dad? Who's that over there? That guy.
Dad.
Okay, good. And is your mom here too? Oh, she's over there. Oh, she's in the back. Okay, Yaqub, has he ever been to a protest before? Every day? Yaqub, can you finish this? Free?
Palestine.
Yeah, all right, good job. Let's do it again. Let's do it louder this time. You ready? You can do it louder. You ready? Yeah. Free?
Palestine.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now, Yaqub, I want you to say, who's going to give me $10,000?
Me.
Who's going to give me $10,000? Okay, just say, oh, him? You're pointing at people? Okay, good. All right, Yaqub, one more question. Look at me. My name's Amir, by the way. How are you? You're good? Listen, I don't have any hair. But you have a lot of hair. Can I have some of your hair? Yeah? Okay. Did it work?
No.
No. Can I try again? Okay. Did it work?
No.
Okay. Yaqub, are you happy to be here tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And are you proud that you're Palestinian?
Yeah.
All right, good. And let's try it again one more time, very loud. Free?
Palestine.
Yeah! All right, go back to Baba. Go back to Baba. Go back to Baba. Now that is why we do what we do. Remember how they said the old would die and the young would forget? It is not working out. It's not working out for them. There's some old people walking around here. I've seen them walking around still telling our stories. And there are little 4-year-old Palestinian kids in America that understand where they came from. So we did not forget, and we have to make sure tonight that we are reaching all of these goals. What's that say? What's the number say? What? 52, and I'm sure they're putting some more in there. If anyone has, by the way, you can fill out more than one envelope. If you would like to fill out a second envelope, that is allowed. That is not against the rules. If you'd like to go to the back and give more, you can. I assume are you all in the back? You're inputting some, so this will get updated in a minute. Okay, wonderful. We need to make sure we reach this goal tonight. We are blessed tonight with the presence of so many wonderful people, and I will stand here. What time is it, Martin? No, it's like 8:20 or something? 8:14. Good. The schedule says I stand here asking for money until 8:30. And we're actually on schedule. This is the whitest Arab event I've ever been to. I said, we're starting at 6. I said, what the hell are you talking about? But we did. We started at 6. Okay? The schedule says I stand here till 8:30, and I will do it. Nobody likes asking for money, but we do it when it's the right thing to do, when we know that it's going towards the right things. Donna, please put your phones on silent if your phones are buzzing. Donna and her team go to Washington. They make sure that Congress people hear from us. They make sure they go to where the crises are happening. You saw her in Palestine, in the village of Al-Aqabi, going to places to make sure that these houses are not demolished, to make sure that these children have schools to go to. Imagine, that is the world that we Palestinians live in, where we have to raise money, and you guys are talking about giving money, right? These two gossiping over here? Talking about, yeah? Okay, I'll wait till, did they know I'm talking about them? You guys are talking about giving money, right? Okay, good. All right, $10,000. I'm not kidding. I know you think I'm funny, but I'm not kidding. Let's make sure that all of this stuff is taken care of tonight. Donna goes into Palestine. She makes sure that these things are taken care of. She makes sure that the schools stay open. Her and the team at Rebuilding Alliance. And this event tonight was put together. As far as I know, Martin and I are the only men that have anything to do with this. This is an organization run by women, by strong women, to make sure that these things are continuing to happen. You guys all right? Okay, good. Is there something wrong? Okay, cool. All right. Hopefully every table has participated. This table in the back, did you participate over there? This table right here, did you all participate as well? Yes? Yeah, I'm looking at you. Yes, you guys, you did, wonderful. This table. If anyone has any more envelopes or you need to swipe a credit card, please raise your hand. Good, I see a couple more envelopes over here. Yes, ma'am, I have somebody who needs assistance over here. Yeah, All you young people, get up. Walk to every table and just stand there till they give you more money. I'm not kidding. You think I'm kidding? Stand up. Go. Just walk around the room. Just be standing. You don't have to stand at a table, but just walk around the room and be standing. Just walk around the room. Zaina, I don't know what the rest of the people's names are. You, this good-looking kid right here. Yeah, you, stand up. Walk around. Walk around. We all know our culture. We all know our heritage. We know why we're here. Make sure, just keep walking around the room. Just keep walking around to every table. Make sure you annoy them enough so they understand why we're here. You're allowed to participate more than once. If you've already filled out an envelope, you can fill it out again. Rebuilding Alliance, make sure that the schools stay open, that the buildings stay up. We know that they are trying. We don't need to explain how much they're trying to dehumanize us and to make sure that we don't have anything to go back to. But I see every Palestinian here tonight that remains very strong and proud of their culture. From Yaqub at 4 years old, all the way up to the oldest ones here, not forgetting where we came from. If you filled out one form, fill out another form. I am here until 8:30. What does it say now, 65? Can I be reading that right? Okay, almost 65, almost 66. We have to get to our goal. I know they're still counting a lot of other ones over there, and it'll get updated very soon. For those of you watching online, we're still streaming online, right, Gary? Thumbs up, we're good. Okay, we're streaming online. They can go to rebuildingalliance.org, and I'm sure the link is up there as well. If you feel like you want to give on the QR code, that's on the back of your programs as well. Tonight is a night about celebrating who we are and making sure that an organization like Rebuilding Alliance doesn't deal with financial problems. They're going to deal with all kinds of problems, but money is not going to be one of them. And like I said, we're having this meeting here tonight, but there are people having meetings to make sure we don't have meetings. You know what I mean, Alam? They are making sure we don't have meetings. So we have to make sure that we stand up. I know we Palestinians are overachievers. San Francisco has one of the oldest and most successful Palestinian communities in the nation. There was one time where, Mr. Shami, and how many hundreds of businesses were owned by Palestinians in San Francisco at one time? What? 1,000 small businesses were owned by Palestinians at one time, and maybe still today, in the city of San Francisco. So we have been very successful here. And so we have to make sure that that success trickles all the way back home to organizations like Rebuilding Alliance. Remember, this is a tax-deductible donation, 501c3. We need to make sure that whatever problems they're dealing with, that money is not one of them. I'm sure that we're almost there. I have until 8:30. What time is it? No, it ain't. 8:19, I'm gonna guess. 8:19, all right, 8:19. I got 11 more minutes. Then we got a couple more awards. We have a keynote address by Lina Abu Akleh. We have a presentation by the Corries. And then, if everybody does what we're supposed to do, we will end the night with some laughter. But not till we reach what we need to reach. If anyone has any more envelopes, raise your hand. We see our volunteers walking around the room. You're allowed to fill out more than one envelope. Good. Looks like almost 73,000. We're almost there. I'm sure they're inputting some more. We're going to get there. We should be blowing way past that goal, by the way. And it doesn't stop here. All of you tonight are becoming ambassadors for Rebuilding Alliance. You should all be ambassadors for this organization from now on. We still have wonderful presentations tonight from the Corrie family and from the Abu Akleh family. They came here tonight to make sure this event is a success. So we need to make sure here in San Francisco and everyone watching on the live stream around the world that this event turns into a major success. If anyone else has any more envelopes, hold them up around the room. If you're on the live stream, if you gave once, you can give again. No rules against it. Yaqub, how you doing? Good? Thumbs up? Good job, buddy. Love that kid. I think he's the only kid. He's the only kid here tonight. That's pretty good for a Palestinian event. Usually there's like 30 or 40 crying kids. This one's pretty good. This one's good. Anyone else have any more envelopes, or they need another envelope, or you need any assistance from the volunteers to make your donation, to give another donation, raise your hand. We'll send somebody to your table. The schedule says I'm here till 8:30. What do we got, 8:21? 8:21, good. Good. We're almost there. We're going to end tonight on a great note. I got an envelope right here. Please raise your hand again, ma'am. Right there, right there. Remember, you can fill out your envelope to be, looks like we're at 78, almost 78,000. We're almost there. You can fill out your envelope with a credit card. You can fill it out with a check. You can fill it out with a pledge. You can fill it out to be monthly donations. Allah, you're joining us from Palestine, right? From where? Come up here for a second. You saw her in the videos. Please help me welcome our sister from Al-Aqaba, Palestine, Ola. Ola, is this your first time in America?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. And how long have you been here?
3 months.
Oh, you've been here 3 months? Oh, okay, don't tell immigration. She's been here 3 months. So please, come closer to me, face everybody. So please tell us all like what you do in Palestine, your education, what kind of work are you doing in Palestine?
Of course. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Ola. So I am like, my mother's side of the family lives in Al-Aqaba, and I've known Donna for like forever. Let's say she was a very good friend of the family, and the work she did in Al-Aqaba is like great. And after my uncle passed away, Al-Haj Sami, thank you. I actually known her forever, but I met her last Ramadan. It was a great opportunity. Like I was telling her that I'm coming to the US in this program, that I'll be working on my own company, and I will be leaving Palestine for the first time ever. And she thought it would be a great idea that I would come here and see everyone who's supporting this organization. So my background, I studied computer engineering. I've been working for 5 years. And I participated in a program where I'm building my own company with the goal of hiring Palestinian, training them, and to work with American companies in something called Salesforce. I'm not sure if you're familiar with. Yeah. It's hard to explain Salesforce back home. Yeah, so it's like...
oh, wait a minute. You said you're doing all of this. How old are you?
I'm 29, about to be 29. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, thank you. And Rebuilding Alliance will be my first client to migrate back to Salesforce when I'm going back and starting my company. So,
tell us, just one more minute, because I don't think anyone has been there other than Donna. Tell us a little bit about the village of Al-Aqaba and why is important the kind of work that Donna does there and Rebuilding Alliance does there. Where is it, first of all? I don't know where it is.
So I'm not sure if you know Tubas, but like it's where next to Jenin, Tubas, and there is the village of Al-Aqaba. It's the gate where whenever there's something happening in Jenin or in Tubas or in Nablus, the army will just pass through. And what I remember growing up in Al-Aqaba, like the army, when we had this Israeli muaskar, what does that mean? Yeah, camp. So they would do training whenever there's like these Israelis who wants to train on how to break into houses. They would just walk by at 2 a.m. in Al-Aqaba between the houses and just practice on doing that using real bullets. And they were like used to it. It was what's going on, like it was, and they, with Al-Haj Sami, they managed to remove that camp from the village, in front of the village. Until now, they're still doing that, the demolishing orders. It's something that everyone there needs to worry about. Like, is our house going to be demolished soon? Is it, like, we have this demolishing order, is it going to happen, is it not? It's not something easy to live with, and to have to move into to your house before it's actually ready to be lived in. It's also difficult. So this is the situation.
Well, I just want to say that we love you. We're proud of you. And Ola, you're going to start the biggest company in Palestine one day. That's what I think. Another hand for Ola from Al-Aqabi. Tfaddali. Thank you. Oh. So we need to make sure that Ola and her family and all her relatives are not being scared of these things anymore. That's the kind of work that Rebuilding Alliance does. It looks like we're at 86,000. We're almost there. Oh, close to 86, right? Okay, we round up. Palestinians, we round up. Schedule says 8:30. What time is it, Wafa? 8:27. I got 3 minutes left, but I will be Arab. We might be late. One last time, we need to make sure that whatever problems they have at Rebuilding Alliance, and we know that when you try to fight against Israeli injustice, you're going to have a lot of problems. One of their problems can never be money. We need to make sure that they reach this goal tonight and that we are all a part of it. That we, especially as Palestinians, we've been very lucky in this country. We've done very well. We've overachieved. I've never met an unsuccessful Palestinian in my life. Palestinians, we are not, listen, man, we don't just work in the hospital, we're the chief of staff of the hospital. That's what we do. We don't just work in the garage, we own the garage. We own the whole block if we have a store on that block. That's what we do. We're overachievers. We come from a long line of overachievers. Jesus, major overachiever. Mary, big time overachiever. Okay? Some of the most important names in the world are actually Palestinian names. A lot of people don't know that. If you ever read the Bible, those are all Palestinians. Every person in the Bible. Some people say they're Jewish. Yes, of course they're Jewish. You can be Palestinian and Jewish. You can be Palestinian and Christian. You can be Palestinian and Muslim. You can be Palestinian in anything. Don't forget all those very famous names. Okay? Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is Nabila.
Why'd you grab me hard like that? This guy scared the hell out of me. Nobody saw him coming? Nobody said anything? He did it while I was looking this way, too. Look at him now. He's just walking back there. He doesn't care, like nothing happened. Scared the hell out of me. You said this is from who? It's empty. I'm not kidding. It's empty. Did she give it to you? Okay. I don't know what's happening, but that was empty. He scared the shit out of me, and then it was empty. What was I talking about? I'm so traumatized right now. Nah, thank you, Wafa. Woo! Don't forget that some of the most important names in the history of the world came from Palestine. The name Mary, if you're named Mary or Maryam or Maria or Marianne, you're named after the Virgin Mary, a Palestinian, the most important person with that name in the history of the world. If you are named John, you're named after John the Baptist, another Palestinian, the most important person with that name in the history of the world. If you are named any of the disciples, Simon, Peter, Andrew, all this kind, these are all Palestinians. Okay, you're named, all of these are Palestinian names. By the way, the queen who just passed away, Elizabeth was John's mother, John the Baptist's mother, Mary's cousin. She lived in Ain Kadam, another Palestinian. She lived in Ain Kadam. Read the Bible, it's not just me. She lived in Ain Kadam. What the hell are these guys laughing at? She lived in Ain Kadam. She did, Elizabeth, that's a Palestinian name. I mean, you can laugh, but it's your history. That's a Palestinian name. Yes. If you are named George, we already explained George has a Palestinian name. If you're named Jesus, you're named after a Mexican. But other than that, these are all Palestinian names. Where are we at? Amir? Amir means built up, very strong and steadfast and lasting forever. What the hell's happening over here? Is this table making fun of me over here? It's a Palestinian name. It doesn't have These guys are making fun of me too. What's your name, sir? Yeah. Is it Asa? Is that your name? Yeah, Asa, see? We name after Jesus. People, by the way, Palestinian Muslims and Christians, they both name after Jesus, Asa, because it's a very, very Palestinian name. All right, where are we at? No, that can't be right. It's been sitting there for like an hour. We must be more than that. You guys are still inputting some stuff over there? Okay, wonderful. All right, we're going to make sure that we get past this goal. We're at 88.5 right now. Hopefully with everything that they input, we'll get more. Huh? Okay, sorry, I can't see it. 88.6. Where's the white people? White people, I hate doing shows in front of Palestinians because they correct you and they participate. And it is the worst job in the world. Because every Arab has a disease, okay? They believe they can do whatever you're doing better than you can do it. It's the worst thing ever. And they, Yeah, and they just start participating and they start telling jokes on the side. Like 90% of my job is crowd control. Like this table's gonna be a problem when I have my show. I know they're gonna be a problem. I already know it. They're gonna make me upset. I'm gonna start yelling. It's gonna be a problem. Nam? Huh? I don't know, but I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. He gave me a check. He gave me an envelope and it was empty. Maybe he didn't know it was empty. I don't know, something. Talk to him, he's right back there. I am not talking to him again. Somebody gave it to him, he probably didn't know, and then he gave it to us, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. We don't need to worry about that. We need to make sure that if anyone else have an envelope or they need any assistance from the volunteers before we get done, we're almost done. I'm not going to get any respect from this table. We're going to have a problem in a few minutes. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised at all. Okay, good. Good. I hope the inside joke is $10,000 more to Rebuilding Alliance. I hope that's the inside joke. Yes, sir. No, it's like totally, it's like totally, there's nothing in it. Nothing written on it, no check inside. Really, I'm not messing around. It's just totally empty. That's what he gave me, right? It wasn't this one. Okay, but this is the envelope that you guys all have. You're allowed to fill out another one. You can use it twice. If you need another envelope or you need any assistance from the people here, make sure that you raise your hand. They will come around the room. Now it's past 8:30, right? 8:33, 8:34. It's okay. We'll go to 8:40. Almost 90,000. Are you guys inputting any more? Or we're there? We're at 90,000. Okay? We're at 90,000. Do we have any last pledges around the room? Okay, give yourselves a big hand for raising $90,000 tonight for Rebuilding Alliance. It doesn't stop here. If you're online, maybe we'll get a few more pledges online. If you're online, you can keep donating. If you like what you hear later on, you can keep donating as well. Use the QR codes or use any of the other ways. We have credit cards. We have people who will go around and get your donations for you. Okay, now everybody has been sitting down for a while. We have a couple more awards and then a comedy show, but we'll do one thing right now. Everybody stand up, stretch your legs for a second. I know you've all been sitting down for a while. Don't go anywhere. Just stand up for a second, stretch your legs. You don't get to go anywhere. Just stand up, stretch your legs. Oh, good. Everybody feels good. A little more energy. All right, have a seat. Have a seat. Hey, Jaden, is Denise back there, the boss? Okay. Get her out here if you can for a second, because we want to say thank you to everybody who helped us tonight. Now, please have your seats again. This is not a time to leave. Please have your seats. It's not a time to go to the bar either. Please have your seats. Have your seats. Have your seats. Have your seats. We have a couple important awards coming up. Please ask them to all sit down, Maher. Please, everybody, have your seats, everybody. We have a couple more important awards coming up. At this point, I would like to invite Donna back up to the stage, right, to do the Parrhesia Award. Yeah, to present our Parrhesia Award.
I'm really honored to have the opportunity to present the Parrhesia Award. Parrhesia means speaking truth to power. And I invited Cindy and Craig to come to give this award to the next awardee. But as we were doing this, it became really clear that Rachel herself deserves this award because she's the reason we all came together in the first place. And so I asked Cindy and Craig to come up and accept an award for Rachel Corrie, their daughter.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Cindy, you're the better reader. Do you want to read what's in red there?
Okay. Yeah, the quote from Rachel at the end is, "We should be inspired by people who show that human beings can be kind, brave, generous, beautiful, strong, even in the most difficult of circumstances." Thank you. I'd just say this is a huge surprise to us. We didn't know it was happening. And thank you, Donna, and thank you to the Rebuilding Alliance, to all of you for the important work that you're doing and for remembering our daughter. Thank you so much. Because we do the room for...
Yeah.
Okay, so we should
Yeah, you
proceed.
should just do that now.
Okay, thank you.
Make sure you stay nice and close to them.
All right. So now we have the pleasure of presenting the next Parrhesia Award. Thank you to the Rebuilding Alliance staff, board, and to the TRA founder, Donna Baranski-Walker, for the opportunity to present your 2022 Parrhesia Award posthumously to Palestinian-American journalist Shireen Abu Akleh. Shireen was killed May 11th, 2022 in Jenin refugee camp, one of numerous Palestinian journalists lost to the Israeli occupation. Your invitation to present this award has taken Craig and me on a short exploration to learn and think about Parrhesia, a term used originally by the ancient Greek philosophers to explore the role and forms of free speech in creating and preserving a democracy. When launching Black History Month at Yale University in 2018, Dr. Cornel West referred to Parrhesia as clear speech, frank speech, fearless speech, unintimidated speech that flows from your soul. He linked Parrhesia to integrity, and he said it's a question of what kind of human being one is willing to be. Dr. Hanan Ashwari, who received this award in 2021, said in a Rebuilding Alliance interview, "Reality imposes on you risks you must take to ensure that your narrative is out there, validated, heard, and recognized." She added that Palestinians have had to stand up, fight back, to say, "We are here," and to join globally with others who are being silenced. Shireen Abu Akleh's decades of work allowed Palestinians throughout the region to say for themselves, "We are here." Craig and I did not know Shireen, but since May 11th, 2022, when word spread across the world about her terrible killing, we have come to know Shireen through many public accounts shared by her colleagues, her friends, and her family. We were blessed with a Zoom meeting with her brother Anton, her sister-in-law Lisa, and her nephew Victor. What are just a few things that we've learned from them all? Shireen studied journalism at Yarmouk University in Jordan. In Palestine, she worked for multiple media outlets before joining Al Jazeera Media Network in 1997 as an Arabic correspondent, and where her work continued for 25 years. She regularly reported from Israel, the West Bank, and Gaza, and covered the Israeli attacks on Gaza in 2008 and 9, in 2012, 2014, and 2021, and the 2006 attack in Lebanon. On the day she was killed, her friend, Diana Boutou, shared that Shireen was known in every Palestinian home in the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem, and was likely known in every household throughout the Arab world. From our friends at Adalah, the Legal Center for Arab Minority Rights in Israel, we heard that Shireen reported daily on human rights violations against Palestinians. Adalah wrote, Shireen was one of the first female Palestinian field journalists for TV, a courageous, principled, professional reporter who covered with dedication and reliability Palestinian and Israeli news, striving for truth and exposing it worldwide. Linda Mohammed at NPR remembered that as a 5-year-old, she heard Shireen's voice as Al Jazeera played constantly in her home. Shireen was the soundtrack of my childhood, she said. And she added that Shireen turned her microphone to mothers and children, prisoners, and those in refugee camps because she knew they each had their own stories, stories to tell themselves that she could amplify. Shireen's friends and family describe her as a happy person who loved life, who loved animals, a Palestinian trailblazer and symbol, someone who was fearful at times and cared for her own safety and that of her colleagues, but went to where the stories were that needed to be told. Shireen is quoted in a Qatari channel video saying, I chose to become a journalist to be close to people. It may not be easy to change reality, but I was at least able to bring their voice to the world. There is so much more to say. Shireen was a reporter, but also a sister, an aunt, a cousin, and a friend. And Shireen's family and colleagues have picked up the torch. And I'm going to let Craig take over here.
There is so much more to say. And as Cindy said, we didn't knowingly meet Shireen. She may well have been in the back of some press conference that we did in Palestine, but sadly, we didn't meet her. But we do know a little bit about the story of the family, many members of which are here to accept this award. Our family has watched with admiration as Shireen's family, you here, have spoken out, demanded an accounting and an accountability from Israel and its military. We know the journey. We know the anger of hearing the implausible denials coming from the IOF spokespeople and the exhaustion of having to respond instantly to meet the news cycle. B'Tselem, the Israeli human rights organization, wrote about Shireen in July of this year, quote, hundreds of failed investigations led by the military law enforcement system over the years indicate that Israel has no desire to uncover the truth, in this case as in others. They went on to say, all that can be expected is that Israel would complete the whitewashing process as it began as it sees fit. There never was or will be transparency. The inquiry and the investigation, if launched, will serve to cover up the incident, and acts of violence against Palestinians will go unimpeded. We know that you don't go to the top of the hill to find water, and you don't go to the Israeli government to find truth. We also know the frustration of looking to the U.S. government for action, forcing the Israelis to hold their soldiers accountable for their human rights violations. We have had the realization that if our government can't or won't protect its own citizens, we have a very long way to go for it to protect the Palestinian people from the abuse Shireen and our daughter Rachel died documenting. We know firsthand the routine of walking the halls of Congress, to be told by one office to go to yet another, and with no promise that either one would help. Asking seemingly good people to do the right thing, but reducing that ask as we go, wanting an end to the occupation, an end to the killing, and asking for accountability, or even just an investigation into our own loved one's individual case. In return, what we get is a letter, or to have the topic brought up in a meeting of some official with his counterpart. We set the bar lower and lower as we go, thinking, dude, you can get across this with a walker. And we watch in astonishment as some official does the, what am I trying to say? Excuse me. Let's just let it go. It does the limbo. I lost the timing on that, didn't I? And we know in the midst of this very public search for justice that you each need to grieve and remember privately a loved one as the aunt, sister, or in our case, daughter that she was. So to you, the family, we believe this Parrhesia Award honors each of you, too, as you carry the torch to speak and seek the truth and accountability in a form that truly impacts the root cause of Shireen's killing and that of so many others. Strive to hold your Shireen in your memories, now and forever bittersweet memories, tinged always with your loss. And on the behalf of the Rebuilding Alliance, we're honored to present journalist Shireen Abu Akleh with TRA's Parrhesia Award for her free, frank, and fearless reporting.
Thank you so much, Cindy and Craig. Thank you for your thank you for the beautiful words. If there's anyone who understands our pain, it's you and your family. Thank you also, Donna, for your efforts, for your continuous support from day one. Thank you, Rebuilding Alliance, for tonight's beautiful and thoughtful tribute. And thank you, Ahmed, for adding laughter and joy during our difficult moments. Tonight, I am joined here by my brother and Shireen's cousins, who I'm very glad were able to attend one of the events to honor Shireen's legacy. You know, it was only a few months ago where our family, along with Shireen, were in San Francisco. We had a mini reunion. It was beautiful. We celebrated Christmas together. So much has changed since then, in such a little time. I came back today from the East Coast, where I attended 2 events honoring Shireen with beautiful tributes and awards. The President's Award from the National Press Club in DC, and the World Press Freedom Hero Award from the International Press Institute and the International Media Support. And tonight, I am here to receive this prestigious award on behalf of my dear aunt Shireen. In all the previous award ceremonies, I repeat the same sentence. Shireen should have been here to receive this award herself. Unfortunately, we lost her too soon. All these awards are a testament to her legacy, her dedication to reporting the truth and the voice of Palestinians. Her inspiration for younger generations of female journalists extended beyond Palestine. In June, I was in Morocco to receive an award on behalf of Shireen. A university student who was among the awardees approached me with tears running down her face and told me that Shireen was the reason she chose to pursue journalism. I was beyond happy, but I was also sad. But at the same time, I was proud to call Shireen my aunt, proud to see the legacy that she's left behind and the impact that she's had on millions. Shireen entered the houses of millions of Palestinians through a small TV screen. For the past 25 years, Shireen reported from every corner of Palestine. She not only covered wars, raids, and the daily struggles of Palestinians under the Israeli occupation, but she also reported on their accomplishments and success stories. She celebrated Palestinian lives. Shireen was killed twice, once in Jenin and the second time in Jerusalem during her funeral procession, when the Israeli paramilitary police attacked my family, the mourners, and the pallbearers. These are images that we will never forget. It is forever entrenched in the collective memory of Palestinians. The hearse was attacked, and they shattered the windows. I remember her casket arriving to church covered in shattered glass. We weren't able to mourn her peacefully because we weren't allowed. They didn't allow her to go in peace as well. We haven't been able to even grieve her still because we had to contend with the fact of fighting for, not just fighting for justice, but also for countering Israel's disinformation and propaganda campaign that continues to obscure the truth, and they continue to escape accountability. The US, instead of protecting its citizen, continues to aid Israel to cover up their crimes and go by the Israeli narrative. I and my family are so thankful for your recognition of Shireen's life and work. Unfortunately, the work is not yet done. Now, more than ever, is the time for the US to launch an independent, transparent investigation. If the US truly believes in accountability, then they have to take action. They need to take action. If they truly value press, freedom, democracy, human rights, and protection of journalists, then they have to hold the killers of Shireen responsible. We need policies and measures that ensures that this does not happen again, that this does not happen to other Palestinians and journalists, but unfortunately, every single day, a Palestinian is killed. For the past 4 months, my family and I haven't had the time to grieve. Instead, we've been going from one door to another, knocking on every door demanding justice and demanding an independent investigation from the US administration, a role that should have been taken up by the US the moment one of their own citizens was killed while reporting. The double standard is very stark and grotesque. I can assure you, if Shireen was killed in another country by another military, there would have been justice from day one. But we will continue to call for justice. We will continue to call for accountability, and we will not relent. And we continue to rely on organizations like you and on our Palestinian communities and journalists to join our efforts in seeking justice for Shireen. We will never stop talking about Shireen. Shireen represented hope and represented resilience. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Lina, and thank you to the family. All right, let me get my volunteers up here on the stage with me. Come on. We have had a night full of all kinds of emotions, and we are going to make sure that we honor all of our emotions tonight, especially with all these young Palestinians. Are all you Palestinian? Yeah. Good job. 2 of you over here, 2 of you over here. Okay, we have some wonderful items that have been donated to help us raise money, and we are going to auction off a couple of these items. Then you're going to get a comedy show from me, then everybody can go home. All right, it's only 9 o'clock. It's still early on a Saturday night. Okay, first let's do the raffle. You all got a raffle ticket when you walked in here. Take out your raffle ticket. Where are the tickets for me to pick? Who has the tickets? Right here, right here. Oh, you have them? Okay, what's your name, bro? Jad. Jad? Great name. Where's Jad's parents? Jad. Oh, good. Jad, do you know? Come here. How tall? How old are you, bro?
14, 15, 16, 17.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Well, he went from 14 to 17. Where's his parents again? So they didn't raise their hand this time. How much are you paying for school? 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, which is it? 17?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. All right, good. All right, Jad. Jad, by the way, is a beautiful name. Jad, do you know what your name means in Arabic?
Not really, no.
You didn't tell them what it means?
They tell me, but I forget.
Jad, I mean, I think comes from like effort, generosity, something like that, right? Jad, Jude, Jad, Jude, something like this? Am I kind of right? Your parents are not responding to me.
They don't know.
Okay. All right, Jad, pick out the raffle. Close your eyes. Don't cheat. Take out your raffle tickets, everybody. This is for this basket. Before you say the number, no, you're going to say the number. Before you say the number, can you please get this number right since you couldn't get the other numbers right? Okay. So this basket here looks like it has a lot of Palestinian beautiful things in it. It has a keffiyeh, some other embroidery, some other knickknacks about Palestine, a couple books. This is one of the most beautiful gifts of the evening. This is the only one that's free. So take out your raffle tickets. Oh, there's another one? Okay. But we're going to do the big raffle first. For the big one, okay. Jad, you got it? You got the numbers? Okay. All right, go ahead.
515123.
Okay, say it again and slower.
515123.
515123. Raise your hand if you have it. If you're not, we're going to pick another ticket. Going once. 515123. Going twice. 515123. I'm going to 515123. Say something if you have it. Huh? There's a lot of extras? No, I don't. That's not the way a raffle works, Jad. There's no extras.
Oh, shit. I saw
People might have left. Jad, don't tell them what we're doing up here. Jad, we're not committing fraud with the raffle, everybody. Maybe that person left. 515123. Last call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, pick another one, Jad. Okay, nice and slow. They're laughing at you. Don't worry, this table, trouble. Ready? All right, go ahead.
515092.
515092. 515092. 515. Are you holding your tickets? 51. Is that right there? 515092. 515092. 515092. All right, Jad. Let's try to do it right this time. Okay, please pay attention so you can hear the number.
515081.
515081. Wait, they all got a raffle ticket when they walked in, right? Isn't that the way this works? 515081. Well, that's not a winner. 515081. 515081.
I told you.
For real? Okay, pick another one. 515081. Okay.
Wait,
start over.
515091.
91. 515091. So if you have 91, you probably thought you almost won. You? All right, good. Come on up here. Thank God. That's your sister? Here, give me this thing. Get out of here. Here, get out of here. Get out of here. Go give it to somebody. Cheaters. He picked 3 in a row. Nobody picked it. All of a sudden, it's his sister. All right, what's this? All right, this next. Okay, it's okay. It's probably your mom's handwriting or something. This next one is it's a $100 gift certificate to Quinto Sol, a family-owned Mexican restaurant in Redwood City. They generously gave this $100 gift card to enjoy their restaurant. Okay, Jad, let's go ahead. Your family is disqualified from this one. Let's try to give this one to a white person so we can give back a little bit.
Okay. 515048.
48 are the last 2 tickets. If the last 2 numbers are 48, look at the last 2 numbers. Are your last 2 numbers 48? 48 on your last 2 numbers. Going once. 515048. 515048. Going once. Going twice. Did you guys give tickets to invisible people at the front door? All right, go do another one.
Okay. 515064.
64 are the last 2 numbers on your ticket. 64. Yeah, thank God. All right. 64. Stay here. You're not going anywhere. Wonderful. What's your name? Rita? Rima. Rima, mabruk. Mexican food. $100 worth. That's his aunt? That's your aunt?
It's family friend.
Family friend. All right. It's okay. They gave $5,000. It's fine. Okay. You guys stay here. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. Great job. Okay. Oh, actually, Zaina, can you hold this, please? All right. Do you care in what order we auction these things off? Seema, Tammy, do you care what order? No? Okay. Let's start with this painting right here. This painting. Okay, it's by Layla Kassab, an artist in Gaza, right? This one is from Gaza. Okay. This is an artist from Gaza that made this painting for Rebuilding Alliance. This table over here is killing me, man. Please, can you please pay attention and give us money? Okay? All right. This one is from Layla Kassab, an artist in Gaza. Remember, again, this is if you made a donation, this is another donation, and this is going to be a tax-deductible donation to make sure the work of Rebuilding Alliance goes through. I will start at $300 for this. This is original. This is original. This is not a print or anything, right? Yeah, original. I'll start at $300. $300 back. What are you raising your hand? $500? $500. Thank you, sir. The bald man, great haircut, sir. $500. By the way, sorry, can you hold it up? What is your name? Athena? Yeah. Who do you belong to? Over there. No? Okay. Athena. Okay, good. It's a good Arabic name. Athena. It is very strong, though. Athena. Great name. By the way, thank you. So what's your name, sir? Sohail. Sohail started at $500. By the way, I need to explain. I think Sohail is helping us out. That's good. I need to explain the concept of an auction. White people, you don't need to listen to this. Arabs, please pay attention. Okay? Arabs sometimes get very confused with the auction. Okay? They get confused. They're like, wait a second. We are fighting to make the price higher? Like they've never done this in their life. Okay? So you need to understand what's happening here. All right? I did an auction in New Jersey like 10 years ago, and I was like, the bidding on this item starts at $1,000. And some Arab said, 400. I said, no. That's not the way it works. We are trying to you're fighting to pay more money. I know it goes against everything you've ever learned and all the bargaining you've ever done in your life. So just try to be white for like 10 minutes here so we can do this and make a lot of money. I'm at $500 with Sohail in the back. I'm looking for $550. $550 over here from Asa, right? $550 from Asa, looking for $600 now. I'm at $550 over here with Asa. $550 for this painting with Asa. Raise your hand or make some noise if you're going to go to $600. $550. Yeah, be careful. $600 from Sohail. $600 from Sohail, looking for $650 now. Looking for $650 now. I'm at $600 with Sohail. $600 going once for this original print from an artist in Gaza, Layla Kassab, who gave this to Rebuilding Alliance. I'm at $600 over here looking for $650. $650 from over here from Mr. Asa. I'm at $650. I'm looking for $700 now. Please, guys, why are you guys yelling and screaming on this table over here? Please, you're really interrupting everything. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, but you're being loud. Okay, I'm at 650 over here. I'm looking for 700. I'm at 650 over 700 from Sohail, 700. I'm looking for more than 700, and I'm looking for 750. I'm at 700 with Sohail over here. 700 with Sohail going once. 700 going twice. Okay, Mabruk Sohail. Thank you so much for your generosity. Please, were you raising your hand? You can raise your hand for the next one. Okay, you can go deliver that to Mr. Sohail over there. Okay, this one is also from the same artist, Seema? Okay, please walk up here. What's your name?
George.
George. That's a great name. Palestinian name. Okay, George, how old are you, bro? 15? Are you sure? Okay. This table's being very rude. I will wait. It's Ferial mostly. Okay. Hold it up, George. They need to all see it. Higher. Hold it from the middle so you don't get tired. There you go. All right. This is also from Layla Kassab, this artist in Gaza. If you want to stand out here in the front so everybody can see it. Okay. Also from this artist in Gaza. This one's a little bit bigger. I will start the bidding on this one at $500. $500. This, you get this artist. This is also an original print given to Rebuilding Alliance. Are you raising your hand for real? Okay, $500 from Tariq over here, $500, looking for $550. I'm at 500 with Tariq, looking for $550 for this painting, $550 right here, looking for $600 now, $600 right here. What's your name, ma'am? Dina, I'm at 600 with Dina, looking for $650. That's your money, Maher. Okay, $650 right there. $650 from Tariq. I got $650 from Tariq. I'm looking for $700 now for this original print from Layla Kassab, artist in Gaza. Remember, this is a tax-deductible donation. I'm at $650 with Tariq, looking for $700. $700 from Dina, thank you very much. $750. I'm at $750 with Alam over here. $750, looking for $800 now. I'm at $750 over here with Alam. $800 from Dina. I got $800 from Dina. I'm looking for $850. I'm at $800 with Dina over here. Remember, it's a tax-deductible donation. You're raising money for Rebuilding Alliance and getting this beautiful original artwork. I'm at $800 with Dina right here, looking for $850. I'm at $800 with her going once. $800 going twice with her. Make noise if you want it. $800 and Mabruk. Mabruk, Dina. Thank you so much. Deliver it to her. By the way, the volunteers, I'm sure you're going to go around making sure. Okay, good. Is this the same artist as well, Seema? Same artist as well. This is another one from Jad. Don't drop it, Jad. Another one with Jad. Another one from Layla Kassab. This one's beautiful. This one is, they're all beautiful, but this one is especially very beautiful. Okay. Let's start with this one. I'll start at $400 for this one, $400. I'll start with me, $400. I'm $400. $500 from Alam. I'm at $500. $550 over here from Isa. I'm at $550 with Isa. This is an artist, Layla Kassab. She's donated 3 paintings to Rebuilding Alliance to make sure the work goes forward. I'm at $550, right? Is that what I said with you? $550 with $550 with Mr. Isa over here looking for $600. $600 from Alam. I'm at $600 over here looking for I'm at $650 with Isa over there. I'm at $650 right now. Looking for $700. I'm at $650 over here. Remember, it's a tax-deductible donation to make sure the work of Rebuilding Alliance goes on. $650 from Mr. Isa over here. $650 going once to Isa. Going twice. Mabruk, Mr. Isa. Mabruk, $650. Okay. What are all these things? Are these all separate or this is one shot? One shot. Do you know what it all is? Okay. Can you open it here? Let's get the chair over here and you can open each one up. Okay, the last thing that we're doing here, was this donated by a local business? What's the name of the business? Doesn't want to be recognized? Okay. An anonymous donation, if you could open each one up and show us what they are, Zaina. Okay. Oh, cool. So this is this all real silver, you said? Okay, so this is real silver. This is the ayin. You know what this is, right? Do you know what this is, Corrie? This is when people talk about you, when Arabs talk about you. You put this in your house so they stop talking about you. Guess what? It doesn't work. They keep talking about you. But no, this is this is the ayin. Right? Is that right? That's why we have it, right? Wafa, you're the expert. Yes, the ayin. Okay. What's this one? I'm sorry? Okay, then we won't talk about that one. That one was empty. Okay, but don't worry, it's still part of the auction. That's okay. Let's do this one. What's this one? Oh, beautiful. This is very beautiful, and it's very small. It's hard to see it. You can, if anyone wants to come up, you come up here and see it. It's kind of small. but it's another ayn. I'm trying to hold it up but it's another. So beautiful, yeah. It really is. It's small. Is it a bracelet? Okay, so this is a bracelet. It's also real silver with another rendition of the ayn on it. It's very beautiful. It's blue and with real silver. And the last, yeah, sure, yeah, go ahead. Thank you. Here, this one too. And then this last one's easy to hold up. This is a real silver masbaha. Right? Sima? Real silver masbaha or rosary. Okay? Beautiful. Whose dad has like a big bowl full of these things when you walk into the house so people can use them? Yeah, my dad has like a bowl of like 50 of these, and it turns into like 20 by the end of the night after his friends steal them all. They usually return them though. Okay, real silver masbaha and the silver necklace and the silver bracelet. Okay, we're gonna do them all together. Do we have a starting bid for this one or? No, it's okay, I'll start at 300. 300 for all of this stuff. Yes, you're overpaying, but it's for a good cause. 300 for all of this stuff. Remember, you get all three of these in one shot, and it is a donation to Rebuilding Alliance. It's beautiful jewelry. 300 over here. What's your name, sir? What? Gordy? Is that what you said? It's okay. Christine and Gordy? Okay. I can't wait to talk to you during the comedy show. Christine and Gordy. Gordy over here at $300. I'm looking for $350 for all the jewelry. $350 right here. What's your name? Demi? Dimitra. Got it. Dimitra. I'm at $350 over here. Looking for $400. $500 from Alam. I'm at $500 over here. Thank you, Mr. Alam. $500. Looking for $550. $500 for all this beautiful jewelry. Show Mr. Alam what he's about to buy for $500. $500. I'm looking for $550 right now. I'm at $500 over here. Looking for $550. $500 from Alam. I'm at $550 from Gordy over here. Looking for $600 now. Looking for, thank you, Alam, $600. I'm at $600 from Alam. Looking for $650. I'm at $600 over here. All this beautiful jewelry, this real silver masbaha, also this real silver bracelet and necklace with two renditions of the eye, one on the hand and one on the evil eyes. Beautiful, beautiful. 600 over here, 600 to Mr. Alam, looking for 650. I'm at 600 here, 600 going once. Does anybody still want to look at it? Who wants to make a serious bid? Oh, Gordy, he hasn't seen it yet. Okay, good. Show it to Gordy. I'm at 600 over here. And there's a real silver rosary up here. 650 from Gordy. I'm at 650. 650 over here. He saw it and right away. I'm at 650 from Gordy going once. 650 from Gordy going twice. Mabruk, Gordy and Christine. You can go give that to them. I don't know what that is. And then we're all done. All right. Thanks. Okay. All right, everybody. How is everybody feeling? Did everybody have a good time tonight so far? Yes? Do you feel like we are celebrating Palestine and celebrating Rebuilding Alliance? We need to make sure that they are always protected. All right, everybody, have your seats. Let me hear again who, if you're Palestinian, clap your hands if you're with us tonight, Palestinians. All right. Wonderful. And I know we had our Latino brothers and sisters again. We got one here. We got more. Yes, yes, wonderful. What kind of, are you guys? What kind of, where are you from? El Salvador and Mexico. Wonderful. Well, we are in Mexico, so white people stole this. We're in Mexico. Well, and El Salvador, I don't know if you know this, there's actually a Palestinian president of El Salvador. Yes, we've had Palestinian presidents in El Salvador and Honduras. None in Palestine, but two. We're doing very well in Central America. It's true, unfortunately. Okay, wonderful. I know we have our Latino, I know we have Native American brothers and sisters with us here tonight. I met my Native brother earlier as well. Okay, we have Asians with us tonight. We have the Afghani woman is still with us tonight. Thank you for joining us. And then, and then the regular white people, Gordy, Christy. See a couple more over there. I don't know. Where are you, sir? What's your name? David. David? Are you sure you're in the right event, David? Do we have any of our Jewish brothers and sisters here with us tonight? This is a safe space. You can raise your hand. Yes, you are? Yes? Yes? What's your name? What? Shanti? Is that what you said? Shanti. Shanti. See, Shanti, let me tell you something about us Palestinians. People they misinterpret us all the time, okay? They think we hate Jews. It's not true. We don't hate Jews. We hate apartheid. We hate occupation. We hate certain things. We hate being discriminated against. But we don't hate people for who they are. That's silly, and we're not silly. We're very smart. We love everybody, right? We love everybody. We don't hate anybody. In Arabic, we call Jews ulad amna, which means our cousins. And we're serious. We're ulad am. You know, the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael, we're ulad am. We're very similar, okay? Very similar in many ways, okay? Crazy mom. Big noses. Very hairy. That goes for men and women. Very hairy. The only difference is they are chosen by God. And we are chosen by the FBI. That's it. That's the only difference. Other than that, we're exactly the same. Now, I come to you all from Dearborn, Michigan, the Arab Disneyland. It's the only place in the world that you can have a falafel, a hookah, and a protest all in the same day. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. That's where I come from. We just elected our first Arab mayor ever in the city of Dearborn, Michigan. Yes, we're very proud about that. Yes, his name is Abdullah. Yes, we're very proud about that. A lot of things are going to change in Dearborn now that we have an Arab mayor. Not everything has been publicized yet. Right now, the city council meetings start at 7:30 on Tuesday nights. Now they're going to start at like 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock. Maybe Wednesday. Ramadan is now going to be 2 months in the city of Dearborn. That's right. Anything is possible in the city of Dearborn. Anything is possible. We do everything in the city of Dearborn. You can do anything in America. It's possible. We have a grocery store. In Arabic, it's called Aswat al-Mustafa. In English, it's called Super Green Land Market. We can translate whatever we want. We have a supermarket in Dearborn called Aswat al-Rida. In English, papaya. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. That's why Arabs come to this country. Something I need you Arabs to do when you come to this country. Please stop doing it. Please stop changing your names for white people. Okay? I hate it. Muhammad becomes Mo. Jamil becomes Jimmy. Hassan becomes Sam. Hussein becomes Sam. Samir becomes Sam. Samir becomes Sam. There's a lot of Sams. Enough Sams. Don't change your name for anybody. Be proud of who you are. Never change your name for anybody, okay? Be proud of who you are. Don't change your name for anybody. We have to learn their names. They have to learn our names. Those are the rules, all right? Their names aren't easy. Brittany, Whitney, Mason, Madison, okay? Gordy, Christy. We got to learn all that shit. We got to learn their names. They got to learn our names. Those are the rules. Don't change your names for anybody, okay? If your name is Muhammad, be Muhammad. If your name is Jamil, be Jamil. If your name is Fatimi, be Fatimi. If your name is Jihad, be Jay, because we have enough problems. We do not need any more problems. I just came from Palestine. I just landed a week ago. Back here in America, I'm from Palestine. I spent almost the whole summer in the Arab world, and especially the month of August in Palestine. We did a comedy festival there. I bring 7 or 8 comedians from America every year since 2015. And we finally returned in 2022 after a couple years off from the pandemic. And we performed for over 2,000 Palestinians in Ramallah, Nablus, Bethlehem, and Jerusalem. And it was a wonderful, wonderful time. Yes. Palestine, I'm not ashamed to say it, Palestine is the most beautiful place on planet Earth. Every time I go there, I see how beautiful it is. I understand why they're trying to steal it from us. It is the most beautiful place on planet Earth. And I know that being Palestinian is a little bit difficult sometimes. Okay, we go through a lot of sadness, we go through a lot of despair, we go through a lot of depression. But it's also the most beautiful damn thing on planet Earth, because we share something with each other that other people don't understand. See? We immediately ask each other, where are you from? What village you come from? What's the story? Because we have something with each other that other people don't understand. So while we are sometimes sad, it is the most beautiful thing on planet Earth. And that is why we always remember everyone who came before us and everyone who's going to come after us. That's why, since all my shows after May 11th, I've been wearing this press t-shirt. Because we have to understand Shireen and what she meant to us and everyone in our Palestinian family and everyone in the global family. All my shows have been dedicated to her. All my shows in Palestine were dedicated to her over the summer. Because she'd be here with us tonight. She'd be laughing. She came to some of my comedy shows when I was in Palestine. I was very, very lucky to have her there, because that's who we are. We're very happy, fun, loving people. See, they misunderstand us. And in America, they try to call Arabs white. Did you know that? They call us white. Did you know that? We don't have a box. Did you know? Gordy? Did you know that? Gordy, did you know that according to the federal government, you're in a room full of white people? This room is 95% white, except for the Mexicans and the Salvadorans. It's 95% white, but we're not white. I mean, white people are fine. Corries, we love you, you're fine. But we're not white. We deserve our own box. Does every Arab here believe that we deserve our own box? That's right. We're not white. I want to start a rally right here tonight at the Green Hills Country Club in Millbrae, California. We're not white, because we're different, okay? We do everything different. We bargain different. White people bargain with logic, okay? Gordy bargains with logic. He walks into the Mercedes dealership. He's very logical. You tell me how much money you paid for the car. I'll pay a little bit more. I get a good deal. You make a little bit of money. Everybody's happy. It's very logical. Arabs, we don't bargain with logic. We bargain with emotion. Okay, like Asa, he has the money for the Mercedes, but he's not going to pay the price it says on the car, all right? It's a matter of sharaf al-balad wal-aili. He's not going to do it. He's not going to pay what it says on the car, and he bargains with emotion. It's very emotional. Look, I really want the Mercedes, I do. But if I give you the price it says here on the car, do you know what will happen? Okay, do you see my children over here? If I give you this money, then I will not have money and they will starve and they will die. Is this what you want for me to have the car? And it works. And they all close the deal the same way. If you give me good deal, I will tell everybody. If you give me good deal, all of Rebuilding Alliance Gala will come and buy Mercedes from you. This is how much influence we have. Because every Arab has a wasta. Everybody has a hookup. That's why you can never tell them that you bought something, okay? You can never tell an Arab you bought something, because they always say the same. Why didn't you tell me? Because they always have a hookup. Why didn't you tell me? I just got a brand new Mercedes. Why didn't you tell me? My brother sells Mercedes. I just got a brand new iPhone. Why didn't you tell me? My cousin sells iPhones. I just got a hooker in Vegas for $20. Why didn't you tell me? My sister, no, I'm just kidding. So, no, I'm sorry. Gordy, you didn't understand that, right? Okay, that's fine. We're not white. We give directions different. White people give very logical directions, okay? They tell you very logically what to do. You're going to go 5 miles down 380, then you're going to take exit 73, you're going to take a right at the traffic light, then you're going to take a left on El Camino Real, then you're going to go down 4 traffic lights, you're going to take a right on Maple Street, that's my street, then you're going to go down 7th house on the left, it's a white house, 734 Maple, you can't miss it. It's very specific. Not us, okay? We give directions. I remember when I was in high school, my uncle got a new house. I said, how do I get to your house? He says, okay, Habibi, first of all, you're going to go like 7 or 8 kilo. I'm like, what the hell is a kilo, bro? I grew up in America. What's a kilo? Is that like 100 miles? I don't know what that means. Then you are going to see a tree, a very big tree. Then you're gonna take a left, you're gonna go down like 7, 8, 9, I don't know, I don't really stop, okay? Then you're gonna see a black Mercedes and a white BMW. That is my house. That's how we describe people. We are a different group of people. We're not white. I know we're not white. Let me tell you why. Because I had COVID. Okay? Even though I live in Dearborn around a bunch of Arabs and nobody had COVID, mysteriously. It was hard. Listen, I'll tell you, I live around a lot of Arabs. It was hard to explain to Arabs about COVID in the beginning. I was like, you have to put on a mask. He's like, okay, yeah, fine. But like when I kiss people, I bring it down. I'm like, no, bro, you stop kissing people. You don't kiss people anymore. Because it's hard to explain to Arabs, you know, because we greet people. We're big greedy. We love to greet people, you know. So it's hard to explain that. But I know I'm not white because I had COVID and I did not lose my taste and smell. See, we Arabs, we've been raised on a lot of spices. And it's going to take a lot more than COVID for us to lose our taste and smell. Okay? We've been raised on a lot of spices. I don't know, you ever, if you watch white people with spices are different than us with spices. Okay? Like, you ever open up a white person's spice cabinet? It's not a spice cabinet, okay? Go to Gordy's house, it's not a spice cabinet. It's like a little section of a cabinet and only has 3 things: salt, pepper, and everything bagel spice. That's it. That's all they have. Have you ever opened up your mom's spice cabinet? 75 clear bottles of brown powder, unlabeled. No labels. No labels. And she says to you, give me the kammun. I'm like, which one? She's like, 4th from the back, 3rd. And I'm like, how do you know? I can smell it from here. I can smell it. We're different. We're not white, okay? They have white aisles at the supermarket. They have this thing called the international aisle. You ever see this aisle at the supermarket? It's just spice mixes, okay? Because I guess they don't know how to spice their food, so they buy spice mixes. And like, there's this thing called Hamburger Helper. You ever see Hamburger Helper? Hamburger Helper is a spice mix. My mom would die before she ever bought Hamburger Helper, okay? My mom, Hamburger Helper. I help the hamburger. I don't need help for the hamburger. We're different. We're not white. I know we're not white because I watch the news. Now, for those of you who don't know, Arabs, David, Gordy, Christy, right? David, Gordy, Christine? Which one is it? That's either one, okay, all right. Gordy, David, we watch the news all the time, all right? It's like a social activity for us. We invite our friends over, we make coffee, we make popcorn, and we watch the news because we are the news. Somebody's clicking something over here, please. Because we are the news. That's why we watch it all the time. And I know we're not white because they have different words they use for white people on the news when there's a mass shooting in America, and it's always a white guy. That's a white guy crime. It's not us. It's always a white guy. They have different words they use for white criminals on the news. Disturbed, deranged, delusional, depressed, all these nice D words they use for white people. It's not the word they use for us. What's the word they use for us? Terrorists. See how fast they said it, Gordy, I mean, they are programmed terrorists very fast. It's not the only word they use for us. There's another word they use for us, and that word is mastermind. For some reason, being an Arab or Muslim criminal makes you very smart. Mastermind. We're always masterminds. There was the guy in Las Vegas like 6 years ago. Remember him, the guy in Las Vegas? He was at the music concert, and he waited till everybody was there, and then he broke a window, and he started shooting, and he wounded 600 people, and he killed 60 people. He planned his crime for a week, by the way. He brought ammunition in and out of the hotel for a week. And the next day on the news, the headline said he liked country music. That was the headline. Then there was a kid named Dylan Roof in Charleston, South Carolina. He pretended to pray with black people for an hour. Remember that kid? And then he killed everybody in the church. And then he told the police he wants to start a racial war between black people and white people. And the next day on the news, the senator from South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, said he's just a little crazy. Then there was a kid last year in Atlanta. He killed 8 Asian Americans in one day in Atlanta. And they had a press conference about him, and they said he had a bad day. Haram. He had a bad day. Then there was one of us. 5 years ago in New York City, He rented a van in his own name. Ran over 10 people, jumped out of the van with a fake gun. And the police shot him and they arrested him, and CNN said, they have caught the mastermind. He's not a mastermind, he's an idiot. We have depressed, deranged, delusional idiots just like everybody else. We are not special, okay? And you have to feel bad. You ever watch the news when they catch the white guy after the mass killing, and they always talk to his neighbors, and his neighbors always say the same thing? We're so shocked by this. This is such a surprise to us. This is my favorite. We never thought this would happen in our community, even though their community is the only community. It doesn't happen in other communities. And then they have a different definition of a good neighbor. He's such a good neighbor, I haven't seen him for 5 years. Listen, my neighborhood is all Arab, all right? If Ali doesn't see Hassan for like 45 minutes, she calls the cops. Hey, I think she's dead. Somebody come over. She's supposed to be. There's no privacy in our neighborhood. Everybody's in everybody's business. If somebody does something crazy in our neighborhood, go start talking to the people the next day. No, we are not surprised. Actually, Mustafa has been talking about doing this for like 3 years now. We are surprised it took this long, actually, before he did it. You got to feel bad. Because look, listen. You got to feel bad. I feel bad for you, Gordy. Because it used to be cool in America to be white. It used to be really cool, Craig. It used to be the coolest thing, right? But now it's not. Now everybody wants to be something. They want to have a little, you know, I'm 1/16th Cherokee or whatever they say. They want to have something. And they do these ancestry tests. You ever see these ancestry tests when you're like, did I do something wrong? You guys are sitting up here. I'm so scared. And it's okay, Donna. I just want to make sure I didn't do anything wrong.
Somebody told me I had to give you this.
Oh, is it money? Oh, yeah, I already know about that. You didn't have to tell me, Zoe. I already know about that. I'm going to do it at then. You already know. I didn't need to be reminded. They do these ancestry tests all the time. You ever see these things? This is when you spit in the bottle and then you mail it away and they send you back like your racial pie chart. White people love this, and they just pick their race. You ever see these things? You ever see the commercials? It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Our whole life we thought we were German. And then I took my Ancestry.com test and found out that I'm 21% Italian. And now we go to the Olive Garden and we eat spaghetti. Like, that's not the way it works. You don't just get to pick your race. They have this one commercial where this woman comes out and says, my name is Kim. I took my Ancestry.com test, and what surprised me the most is I found out that I'm 26% Native American. I had no idea. All right. Listen, I'm not an expert, okay? I don't have a PhD in biology or genetics, but 26%, that's a lot. That's like a whole grandparent. Okay? Like, I know where my grandmother's from. I know where my grandmother's grandmother's from. And let me tell you something, if you're white and your grandmother's Native American and they didn't tell you, that's not a good story, okay? Something really bad happened. This is America. I'm waiting for the Ancestry.com commercial where somebody is happy to find out that they're Arab. I don't think you're gonna. Our whole life, we thought we were Puerto Rican. And then I took my Ancestry.com test, and what surprised me the most is I found out that I'm 26% Arab. And now we go to the airport early, you know. I don't know, man. I watch the news all the time. And here's the weird thing about the news, okay? The news is not news anymore. The news is like news for 5 minutes, and then it's like experts and analysis for the other 55 minutes, okay? And here's the weird thing. If there's a story about black people, the experts are black. If there's a story about Mexicans, the experts are Mexican. If there's a story about Arabs or Muslims, for some reason, the experts are white. And they never know what they're talking about. Okay, so remember like 7 or 8 years ago, there was those masterminds in Paris. They killed those guys for drawing pictures of Muhammad, remember? And it was in the news, okay? And they had a video of these guys. They were walking on the streets of Paris, and they were holding their guns, and they were yelling out in Arabic, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, over and over again, okay? And Wolf Blitzer it was Wolf Blitzer on CNN and 3 white guy experts. And one of them is named Bob. And Bob is an expert on Arabs. Why? Because Bob was in the CIA for 35 years, so he spied on us, basically. And he's an expert on Arabs and the Arabic language. And so Bob said, well, we have to be very careful when they say, la, 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 la. Because la, 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 la means I will die for Allah. Now, David, La ilaha illallah does not mean I will die for Allah, okay? It means there's no God, small g, but God, big G. It's just a way of saying, oh my God. Muslims and Christians in Arabic both say it. We say it all the time. It doesn't have to mean anything bad, all right? It doesn't have the word I, or will, or die, or I will die. No combination of these words whatsoever. In fact, if you say it 3 times in a row, you become a Muslim. Go ahead. No, stay white. That's better. We say it all the time, right? It doesn't have to mean anything bad. We say it all the time. Like if David and I were walking down the street and the weather was beautiful, we might look up into the sky and say, La ilaha illallah. In fact, if we were walking down the street and a car came up on the sidewalk and it almost hit us, but then we jumped out of the way and we were safe, we might say, La ilaha illallah. In fact, David, if we were walking down the boardwalk in Venice and a beautiful blonde woman in a bikini walked by, we might say, la, 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 la. All right, terrorism is like the least used purpose for that word. But they don't ask us. See, because I'm Palestinian, I'm very happy that I'm Palestinian, and I'm very happy that it turned out this way. Let me tell you my Palestinian story, okay? We're almost done, okay? We're almost done. We're getting ready to go. This is like the time, the part where at everybody's house, they're sitting there, okay? And they're in the salon, and it's getting late. And by the way, in the beginning, when somebody enters somebody's Arab house, we always say, Ahlan wa sahlan. Let's all say it together. 1, 2, 3. Ahlan wa sahlan. Gordy, David, Ahlan wa sahlan. Let's say it one more time for them. Ahlan wa sahlan. It means welcome, you're one of us. It's a very beautiful thing. For the first 3 hours that people are at my house, my dad, he only says, Ahlan wa sahlan. You have a beautiful house. Ahlan wa sahlan. Your kids are so smart. Ahlan wa sahlan. The food was delicious. Ahlan wa sahlan. But then there comes a time around 10:30, 11 o'clock where all the men are sitting in the salon. Do you have this room in your house? The salon, this is the room that nobody's allowed to go into ever for any reason. It's covered in plastic all the time. You know what room I'm talking about, right? Like if you fall asleep in that room, your mom kicks your ass. You know what room I'm talking about? So they're all sitting in that room and it's getting kind of late. And they've already done everything, all right? They already had coffee, they had tea, they had batlawa, they had bizr. Somebody talked about the Palestinians and the Jews. Somebody said poetry. It's getting late. And now nobody is saying anything anymore. And it's silent. And my dad leans back and he leans forward and he says, Ahlan wa sahlan. Now this Ahlan wa sahlan does not mean welcome to my house. This Ahlan wa sahlan means you gotta you gotta go. You gotta go. And by the way, then we start lying to each other. Arabs, we lie to each other a lot. But we lie to each other because we love each other. It's just part of our culture, okay? Because after that, the guy sitting next to my dad says, you know, George, it's getting late. We should go. And my dad lies to him. No! Stay! Sleep over? It's a lie. But we do it because we love each other. By the way, Arabs, you got to be careful. You can't be Arab around white people. Okay? You can't do it. We tried it. Okay? One day my dad invited the white neighbor over the house and he was sitting there and it was getting late and the white guy got up and he said, you know, it's getting late. We should go. And my dad said, no, stay. And the white guy said, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, you want me to stay? I'll stay. 5 minutes later, it's like, I got to go. My dad said, no. Stay. He said, all right, fine. You want me to stay? I'll stay. 10 minutes later, my dad freaked, get the hell out of my house. Don't you understand? When we say stay, it means go. That's the problem in Palestine. The Israelis came 74 years ago and we were like, hey, stay. And they took us serious. Let me tell you my Palestinian story. I'll do this real quick. Ahlan wa sahlan. There's only about 45 minutes left in the show. My dad was born in Jaffa in 1948, okay? He was born in Jaffa because his mother was born in Jaffa. My grandmother is from Jaffa, Yafawiya. Her name is Salma. Now, my dad was born in March of 1948. When he was 1 month old, in April of 1948, they were ethnically cleansed from their homeland. By the way, young people especially, when you talk about Palestine, use the right words. Don't say they were kicked out or they left or they fled. That's not the right words. They were ethnically cleansed. When you get kicked out because you're the wrong race or religion, we have a name for that. It's called ethnic cleansing. Use the right words when you talk about Palestine. So my dad was ethnically cleansed when he was 1 month old. And he and his mother and father ended up in a refugee neighborhood in Jordan, in Amman, called Al-Hashim al-Shamali. And my dad grew up there. And my dad grew up there in a refugee neighborhood, and he had to do very well for himself. You know, that's what he did. You know, in Palestinians, we overachieve. That's what we do. We overachieve. My dad, he grew up there, and just so that he could go to college, he had to finish first in high school, and he did. And just so that he could go from college to a master's program, he had to finish first in college, and he did. And just so that he could go from a master's program to a PhD program, he had to finish first in his master's program, and he did. And then he came to America. See, this is a beautiful story about Arabs. We always overachieve. That's the Palestinian story in America. We come from nothing to everything. That's what they do. My dad moved to America. He got a big house, nice cars. My dad's a chemist. He has 41 patents from the United States government. See, that's what we do. We come from nothing to everything. But do you know how hard it is to be the son of this person? Okay? He's achieved everything. All right? I could never impress him when I was a kid. I brought my test home from school. I said, Baba, here's my test. I got a 96. Where is the other 4? I was like, ah, shit. So my dad grew up in Jordan. He went to college at the University of Jordan. Then he did his master's program at AUB in Beirut. And then in 1972, he came here to do his PhD at the University of California, Berkeley. That's where he did his PhD in 1972. So that's the story of George, my dad. Now, my mom's name is Anan. My mom was born in Akka in 1954. Anan was born in Akka because her father, Muhammad, was born in Akka. That's right. You heard that right. My dad's name is George. My mom's name is Anan bint Muhammad. My dad is Christian. My mom is Muslim. Ooh. Yeah. That's called the haram combination. And this is the result. So anyway, I'm doing comedy on a Saturday night in a country club. So, my mom was born in 1954 in Akka. And when she was 11 years old, my grandfather, who was a specialist in agriculture, got a chance to do a master's degree at the University of California, Davis. So in 1965, he came to the University of California, Davis. He came with him and my grandmother and their 4 daughters from Akka. They took a boat from Haifa to Spain, another boat from Spain to New York, and a bus from New York to California. And they ended up in Davis, California. And my grandfather did his master's for 2 years. In 1967, in June, he was supposed to move back to his house in Akka. Now, my grandfather grew up in the old city of Akka, a beautiful place. In 1948, he was only 19 years old. He was out of the city. He came back after the war in Akka happened. And when he came back, he found that his father and his brothers had all fled to Lebanon. They became refugees. They were ethnically cleansed as well. He came back and he said to the Israelis, "That's my house." And they said, "Well, we have this rule where that's not your house anymore." But they said to him, "You can rent your house if you want from us." So my grandfather rented his own house from the Israelis. And that was still the case when he was in California. In 1967, he was about to return to Palestine. And then June 1967, the war in Palestine happened. And my grandfather, whose name was Muhammad from Akka, and he was an Israeli citizen, the Israeli consulate in San Francisco called him up. And they said to him, "Muhammad, you are an Israeli citizen. We would like to send you on a speaking tour to colleges in California, and you can tell everybody how much we Israelis love our Arab citizens." And my grandfather said, "No, thank you." And they said, "If you don't do this, then we are going to cancel your lease on your house and you can't come back. And he said, well, then I guess you got to do what you got to do. And he ended up now in America, stranded, without a job, with no home to go back to. But he's a Palestinian, so he figured it out. He started applying for jobs. And my grandfather found a job here in California with a company called Ernest and Julio Gallo Wines. And then now he started working for them. So this Palestinian refugee named Muhammad was teaching white people in California how to make good wine. And he did a very good job. And so he lived in California for the rest of his life. And my mother grew up in California. And then she finished high school, and then she finished junior college, and then she went to do her last 2 years of college in 1974 at the University of California, Berkeley. And that's where she met my father. And so George and Anan met there, here in the Bay Area, in Berkeley, California. And they fell in love. And why they fell in love? Because of Palestine, because Palestine brings people together. We love Palestine. They were marching. They were marching, yes. And we Palestinians, we march and we chant, and we don't care if it rhymes or it doesn't rhyme. I remember when I was a kid, at 7 a.m. we'd wake up in Philadelphia, and by 10 a.m. we were in New York City and we were protesting. And we chant, and it doesn't matter if it rhymes or not. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't want your war. 5, 6, 7, 8. Free, free Palestine. We don't give a shit. It doesn't have to rhyme. And that's how they met and they fell in love. And they got married in Berkeley, California in 1976. And then in the end of 1976, my dad got a job to go back to Jordan to teach at the University of Jordan. He was going to teach chemistry there. And they were married for a few months. And then my dad moved back to Jordan. And where are they going to live in Jordan? They're going to live in El Hashim al-Shamali, that neighborhood in Amman, right above George and Abu George. And when they moved there, that's when George found out that my dad married Anan bint Muhammad. Oh, yes. But my dad was smart, because Palestinians are smart. My dad took back to Jordan with him a very important insurance policy. That's right. I was in there. Because George, she would mess up a marriage, but she would not mess up a marriage with a kid. That was going too far. So he made sure my mom was pregnant. And so I was born in Jordan. And then my dad remained a Palestinian activist in Jordan. In 1979, he got in a little trouble with the Jordanian government. And they told him, George, the airport is over there. And he went to the airport. And we ended up in America. We ended up in Pennsylvania, America. My dad got work with a company called DuPont Chemical Company. He worked for them for 35 years. And then in 1982, my grandmother, George, and my aunt came to visit us in America. My aunt fell in love while she was here, and she stayed here. And then George went back to Amman. She was by herself. But as we know, we Arabs, we don't leave our old people by themselves. They come and live with us until they die, and we put their picture on the wall. Those are the rules. Those are the rules in our culture. And so George came to live in America. And where is George going to live? With George. And she lived with George and my mother for 25 years. That's right. Yeah, my mom is going to heaven. I don't care. I don't care what the rules are. My mom's going to heaven. There'll be no follow-up questions. You drank a lot of alcohol? No problem. Come on in. You ate a lot of bacon? No problem. Come on in. We heard about George. Now, George lived in our house. We had 4 bedrooms in our house. We had 4 kids and my parents. Me and my brother were roommates. My sisters were roommates. My parents were roommates. And George had her own room. And every night, me and my brother Ahmad, we would go to George's room after dinner, because my teta George, she would buy these chocolate cakes that my mom would never buy for us. So we would go up there and visit her every night. But we had to pay a price. And the price was her stories. But it wasn't a lot of stories. There was her stories from Yafa. But it was really just one story. The same story every night. She said to us, قالولنا بترجعوا بعد أسبوعين. You remember that story? قالولنا بترجعوا بعد أسبوعين وبعدنا عم نستنى فيهم. They told us we'd come back after 2 weeks, and we're still waiting for these 2 weeks. See, that's how I know we're right. Because I know the truth is on our side. We all know the truth is on our side. Rachel knew the truth was on our side. Shireen knew the truth was on our side. And I lived with the truth. I grew up with the truth. She wasn't lying. She was telling the truth. We've all heard that story. We're not that good at conspiracy. We're not all coming up with the same story. See, we have the truth on our side. That's the power of the truth. The truth. I want everybody, especially young people, I want you to understand how strong, how powerful being Palestinian is. Maybe you don't get it yet. It's very powerful to be Palestinian because we have the truth on our side. There's something very powerful about the truth. Let me explain it like this. 5 years ago in America, there's 435 members of the American Congress. 5 years ago in America, there were no Palestinians in Congress. And then we elected one. Rashida Tlaib in Michigan, we elected one Palestinian to the Congress. Now, this one woman out of 435 made AIPAC and the pro-Israel lobby change everything that they do. They started having conferences. How do we get rid of Rashida? They started raising a lot of money. Let's get rid of Rashida. Over one woman out of 435. Now, if you are strong, if you are secure, you don't care about one woman out of 435. You only care about one woman out of 435 if you're weak, if you're fragile, if you're lying. See, that's the power of the truth. One person can bring everything down. That's the power of Palestine. The other power of the truth is they try to shut us up all the time. They've tried to shut down some. They probably tried to shut down your Instagram and your Twitter before. They try to shut down my Instagram and my Twitter all the time. They try to shut us up, but we don't try to shut them up. In fact, we want them to talk because eventually they tell the truth. You know, like Yaakov. Remember Yaakov? In Jerusalem, remember Yaakov? If I don't steal it, somebody else will. Remember this guy? Oh, I love this guy. This guy is amazing. He's like my favorite guy. Last year, I was in Sheikh Jarrah, and I was sitting there with the people in Sheikh Jarrah, and I was sitting there talking to them, and we were talking about everything, and then out walked Yaakov. And oh my God, I was so excited. Listen, I've met a lot of famous people in my life, but when I met Yaakov, I was so excited. I call him Justin Bieber. That's how much I love him. Okay? I took out my phone and I started videotaping him. I said, Yaakov, thank you. He said, for what? I said, for being you. Just for telling the truth. See, we want them to talk because eventually they tell the truth. That's the power of the truth. If you haven't understood it yet, let me explain it like this. There is a Lebanese Arab American actress. Her name is Mia Khalifa. Are you clapping for her, sir? Now, Mia Khalifa acted in some movies that are drama. Is everybody explaining it to each other? The young person table knows what I'm talking about. Now, listen to me. This is the point that I'm trying to make. 5 years ago, if Mia Khalifa walked into a room full of Arabs, no one would want to take a picture with her. They'd say, we're ashamed of you, Mia. That's crazy what you did. It's terrible. You shamed our culture, this and that. Then last year during Sheikh Jarrah, Mia Khalifa used her millions of followers on Twitter, and she said, free Palestine. Save Sheikh Jarrah. I don't know if you remember that. And all of her millions of followers started repeating these things. And now, if Mia Khalifa walked in the streets of Ramallah, everyone would want to take a picture with her. See, that is the power of Palestine. That's what we do, okay? We transformed a woman from a porn star into a freedom fighter. No one else could do that. That's the power of Palestine. Why are you attacking me? Okay, no problem. Okay. Huh? Okay, no problem, no problem. That is the power of who we are. So always understand that and keep supporting this organization and every other organization. Now, before I go, ahlan wa sahlan, before I go, I don't know how much of the staff are here. I saw one of them just walk out. If somebody can get that woman for me. Can you get Denise for me again? If she's back there. I want to get them again. Because before we leave, we have to make sure as well that we appreciate everyone who helped us here tonight. So hopefully she'll walk out here in a second. Denise was the head boss lady of all the servers tonight. Thank you for you and everything you did for us tonight. Thank you so much, Denise. It's part of our culture to say thank you to everybody. It's part of our culture to support each other and love each other, okay? So one thing to do, and then I want to tell one story, and then we're out of here. We all have to love and support each other all the time. All right? We don't do it enough in our culture. We don't do it enough to each other. We love each other, but we don't tell each other enough. So the first thing I want everybody to do is look at somebody on your table, if you know them, but especially if you don't know them, and look at them and tell them, thank you for coming tonight. Good. Look at somebody on your table. Now look at that person and tell them, I'm proud of you. Good. Now look at that person and tell them, I love you. That's right. Because we have to love and support each other all the time. That's what we do as Palestinians. That's what Rachel would have done. That's what Shireen would have done. That's what all of us would have done. That's what we have to do. We have to support and love each other all the time. See, I love that because I wrote a book called Being Palestinian Makes Me Smile, okay? If anyone wants to buy this book, come and find me after the show. You can buy it. I'll sign it for you. No deals. Isa, no bargaining, okay? No bargaining. It's $20, okay? $20. $20. Gordy, $30. But $20, that's white people tax. You pay $30. See, I wear Palestinian t-shirts at all my shows all the time. I make sure everybody knows that I'm Palestinian. And I have hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and Twitter. And people sometimes ask me, they say, Amir, are you famous? And I say, you know what? I'm lucky. Yes, I am. But I'm very specifically famous, okay? Like 99% of the world doesn't know who I am. But that 1% of the world that does, they're very dedicated to me. They love me very much because of Palestine, okay? I talk about Palestine. And I'm very, very lucky. So every year I do this comedy festival in Palestine. I take 7 or 8 comedians with me to Palestine. In 2016, I took a comedian friend of mine from Detroit. Her name is Heather. She's black. She's really funny. She's not famous, but she's really, really funny. And we would stay in a hotel in Ramallah called the Movenpick Hotel. Now it's called the Millennium Hotel. And what we would do every night is after we finished our shows, we would walk from the hotel and we would go to Duwar Sa'a in downtown Ramallah, and we would eat shawarma at this place called Shawarma Bonjour Kubain. Very delicious shawarma. And we went there one night, and we're all there one night, me and all the comedians from America, and we eat our shawarma. And then on our way out, there's the guy that sells ka'ak al-Uts bil-Arabai. You know this guy? He's selling ka'ak al-Uts in the cart, and he saw me, and he recognized me. And he said to me, Amir, oh my God, you are here. I love you so much. You are amazing. You are great. And you know, Arabs do this thing. I don't know why, but Arabs do this thing that when they see me, they take out their phone and they start showing me my videos on their phone. You know this video? This is a great video. I'm like, yeah, I know that video. So he's taking selfies with me, and he opened his FaceTime with his friends. You know, شوفوا أنا مع عامر يا جماعة. And all this time, I'm looking at all the other comedians I brought from America. I was like, see, I'm famous. And I'm getting ready to say bye to this guy, to the kak, got to bayal kak. And I was like, okay, man, yalla ma'a salami, for saidi, yatik al-afi, I love you, I'm proud of you, keep doing what you're doing. And then he grabbed me by my arm. And he said, Amir, one more thing. I said, what? He said, can you introduce me to her? And he pointed at Heather. And I told him, yeah, sure, but why? And he said to me, Amir, he said in Arabic, what I'll say in English, he said to me, Amir, I have lived my whole life here in Palestine, under occupation. Every night I sell bread in the street, and I have never left Ramallah in my life. And I never thought, I never imagined I would see in front of me with my own 2 eyes Janet Jackson. So in this moment, I had a very important decision. You know, like, what do I do? But I knew what the right thing was to do. I looked at Heather and I said, hey, Janet. Because this guy's taking a picture with Janet Jackson, all right? He's my fan. He's been living under occupation. He's taking a picture with Janet Jackson. Thank God his English wasn't very good, because he just said very general stuff to her, like, we love you very much. You are amazing, you know? And she was like, was he at the show? I was like, I don't know. I think in Arabic he said to her, like, وزعلنا كتير على مايكل الله يرحمه. The point of the story is this. I am very famous. But the people who love me and think I'm famous, they also think all black women are Janet Jackson, okay? They haven't really traveled much outside of occupation. But, and this is why I'm very lucky, everybody, this is why I consider myself very lucky, is that the people who love me and think I'm famous, they love me so much, and they think that I'm famous enough to be hanging out with Janet Jackson. Do you know how famous that is? Do you know how much that guy loves me? He saw his favorite Palestinian comedian. He said, that's Amir. Then he saw a black woman with me. He said, that must be Janet Jackson. Who would that be with Amir in the middle of Ramallah eating shawarma at midnight other than Janet Jackson? So I talk about Palestine all the time. I'm never going to apologize for it. That means Hollywood doesn't like me very much. That means CNN doesn't like me very much. That means the New York Times doesn't like me very much. Hollywood doesn't like me, but Bayal Al-Ka'ak loves me. And that's all that matters. All right, everybody, have a good night. I love you very much. Last thing we're going to do is see these centerpieces on the tables. Everybody hold up a centerpiece on your table. These are for sale. I know you Arabs are used to stealing these at the end of weddings. That is not what is happening here. They are $100 a piece. That is also another donation. So please, if you would like to buy one of these things, make sure that you buy. Every centerpiece needs to be taken home by somebody. Buy one, $100. Give it to one of the people around the room, and you can take one of these centerpieces home with you. Everybody, I love you. I'm proud of you. Keep supporting Rebuilding Alliance, and I'll see you all soon. If you want a book, come find me.